Teachers Union.
I don't even understand. Like, I heard 3 different things in tandem, and none of them were anything you should say to a human being.
I agree.
Good morning, Kindred, and welcome to Vegas by Night. It must be October because what I just heard terrified me to the core. Welcome to Mayday Roleplay's Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. It's the month of darkness already, and there is so much horror to be had in the community. I hope you're interacting with VtM, with the world of darkness at large, because there's so much shit, so much good shit coming out. So make sure you check out their Twitter, everybody's Twitter. Check it out. It's great stuff so far. They released this killer character creation tool. They released stuff for Hunter, all sorts of stuff. It's worth checking out. We're really excited, though, to embrace everything we can about this month, and for that reason, you should look out for some extra spooky offerings from Mayday. I know I personally am going to represent the absolute best that I can, so let's see if we can scare some coterie today. If you have missed out on any chapter of Vegas by Night, don't fear. You can still check us out on Spotify, Twitch VOD, and our YouTube channel as of right now. And if you're wondering how you can get more Mayday in your life, you can catch our stream here every other Saturday for our main show. You can follow us on all major platforms as well, Spotify and SoundCloud, for podcast-friendly recordings of all our major shows and streams. And finally, you can donate to us on Patreon and join our Patreon Discord. The Discord is really where we've had a chance to build a great little family around the content we put out. We have had patrons who have joined each other's games and have been playing together, and some hosted by ourselves. We've debated the thousands of possible reasons for how Niles exists. We've discussed the merits of pickle milk versus Pepsi milk. Most recently, our buddy Vince has been showing off a custom-made dice tower crafted by one of our listeners, Daniel G. In addition to all that craziness, you get an opportunity to listen to exclusive Patreon content and behind-the-scenes information. And as we enter the Halloween season, we're looking for ways to celebrate all of the times that Mayday has personally invited you to shit yourself out of fear. So with that in mind, we've been preparing a top 10 list of the moments we suffered through together, both listener and sufferer. Keep a lookout for its release on our social media pages. We'd also like to give a shout out to our handler level Patreon contributors. It's because of their involvement in our content that we can begin thinking of all of the big picture ideas that we have for Mayday. We would like to thank all of them. Give me 1 second to pull up their list. Thank you, Onk, Ojipan, Bimblewart, Cameron S., Eric A., and Jonathan M. Thank you so much for your donation to our program, for being a part of this community for as long as you have, and for giving us everything that you have given us. It truly means a lot to us. Other than that, please check out our Delta Green campaign, Doomed to Repeat, our D&D campaign centered in the island world of Ashoka, and our Old World of Darkness campaign using the Orpheus system, all of which are available on all major podcast platforms, YouTube, and our Twitch, baby. I would also like to announce that Doomed to Repeat, as you all know, I announce this every week, we've won 50,000 awards for Doomed to Repeat so far. But most recently, we have won the most important award you can possibly fathom. Our game master, Sergio, has won at the Minnesota Web Fest. So we want to thank everyone for making Sergio the best game master this year. Thank you to our listeners, our patrons, the cast of Mayday, everyone that was involved. But Sergio, big round of applause for you for pulling that off. Congratulations.
Thank you, friend.
Best GM in the world.
A good game master is only as good as his players, so thank you to you guys.
A complete lie. If that was true, we would have won. Sergio won. We are nothing.
I'm sorry. No one's bitter. Not
Finally,
this word.
We just want to give love to our last member, Vince, who's on a little Mayday vacation. We want to thank him for his time with Vegas by Night, let him know that we love him very dearly and we miss playing with him. We can't wait to see him come back. Before we get started today, I just want to remind everyone that Vampire the Masquerade can be a dark setting, and it is a spooky month, and as such, there are content warnings for any watching. Please be advised that there may be violent themes, plenty of adult language, and the exploration of darker subjects. Please take care of yourself and be aware. If you're wondering what content warnings you may run into today, I think there may be a big one on restraint, bindings, and bodily piercings. So keep that in mind if you have trouble imagining that sort of body horror. This will be a rough one. I also think Niles plans on going back to a place they shouldn't. So if they do, big body horror warning.
We're going to throw in fake blood as well.
Yeah, fake blood as well. There you are. Okay. With none other than welcoming, the greatest GM in the world to our table today, Sergio. I think it's time we got started, right? Let's do it. Humanity was cursed, and for that curse, we have bred a nihilism unreachable by any other creature's standards. We have learned an apathy that wears like an armor around dead hearts and prevents anyone from becoming close enough to realize there is no person left behind the ambivalence. After the first city fell to the Great Flood, there was arguments abound over what was the next step for all kindred left. Sick of the infighting that created further inaction, a great antediluvian named Laza Amri Barras took to the sea. They ravaged the coasts in the darkness of the waters and became the sea's first true predator of the kind. It was here that the notion of sharks as an enemy began. But in truth, it was them, the kindred amongst the flooded wastes. Returning only to partake in the ruling of the second city, Laza left their beloved waters to play as a king for a few centuries. But the contempt of the Ventru and their hoarding of power caused a breach between the two that brought about Cain's judgment and the eradication of the second city. In exultation as much as defeat, Laza took himself and the beginnings of his clan, La Sombra, back into the blackest waters. There, beneath the earth, he built empires, only rising to create a world for his child or during the Roman Republic, the Castle of Shadow. It was there in that dark place that they were devoured by his child, Graciano. The tale is that he smiled as Graciano devoured him. The truth is much worse. In death, Laza Amri Baza became something much worse. Now he is the call of the sea, a shambling mass that skirts the bottom of the deepest oceans and controls the blood of all those who share his name. An abysmal aberration that wanders the earth with no true goal other than the hoard of its power there in the dark. These nights, the La Sombra can still feel when he's closest, when the deepest blacks have found their way drifting towards them at the bottom of the sea. We will accept no purpose in a life made after death. We will try desperately to make sense of all the horrible things we have become. And in the end, we will find no purpose. We will realize how insignificant all things have become, both big and small, when the world has forgotten you exist. We will kill our darlings. Welcome to Vegas by Night.
Branches. Clitoris.
Welcome back. Of course, I do want to amend that I did say that last name incorrectly. I want to make sure that everyone here who's very intently listening gets that name correct. The name of that antediluvian was Laza Amri Barras.
Laza Amri, got it.
You can take that to the bank. Now, let's introduce our cast for the day. My name is Caleb James Miller. I'll be playing your storyteller.
I'm Aaron and I'm Enoch.
I'm Allegra and I'm Mal.
I'm Amanda and I'm playing Allison.
Oh, I'm Eli and I'm playing Niles.
Alphabet.
I am Sergio and I'm playing Burrows.
I'm Zakia and I'm playing Sybil.
Oh, that's the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Z.
We're one last.
Vince, we miss you. It's not
still
the
getting
same.
used to not having that eighth one.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's settle some things before today's session pops off here. We need to decide 1, hunger, and 2, XP. Let's just start off. We are still within that same day that we left, just moments after everything that happened with Mokura. We are in the parking lot of that temple. What is everyone's hunger sitting at the start
I
of our
don't know because I need to hear a recap first before I know what the hell
Oh,
we were
you're
up to.
absolutely right. I tried to do it again. Excuse me.
How dare you?
I'm out of
Fuck.
practice, guys. I'm sorry. You can't give me 2 weeks off again. I screwed everything up.
No more. We promise.
We need a recap from one Sybil, please.
Alrighty. All right. Can't see your faces. Okay. Dear Regel, if you can deliver devastating letters, I've decided to be petty and write one too. You told me to be better than they expect you to be, to take care of the coterie, and to help them be better. None of those fit my own personal goals, of which to 1, hope Teresa's ashes are prime ship to the prince's doorstep, to secure a regular shipment of near-rotted blood bags, and keep the team together just long enough for the cam to show me where the fucking elevator is. That last one's actually pretty close, so partial credit. Still, I will try. Thanks to the same coterie you left me, like the world's worst inheritance, none of those goals, mine or yours, are on schedule. And on the subject of Bugsy's missing child prior, we got cocky and you got shot again. And it was bad, but somehow also still the best we've ever done. You had us in the desert like we were the most fucked up superheroes, capes billowing in the night like an all-you-can-eat buffet banner. I'd never actually seen someone dissolve before. Standing on what was the edge of someone else's life and slowly lifting one finger at a time until they fall away. Not as bad as I thought. And I've never had an issue with heights. And I know more cliffs are coming. Like Underwood. He played us all by lying about your temple, and now we know the entire Sinaloa cartel is pushing something they have no business with on Nosferatu specifically. And it's only taken this long to come to light because the Camarilla doesn't seem to be bothered by a few dead things in the basement. I know I don't act like it a lot, but I don't care for the Camarilla as much as I have to pretend to. There's no ethical employment under late capitalism, right? You trusted me to keep you from killing that piece of shit, and I felt myself lose the ability to keep that promise. Maybe it was hunger, or that I really couldn't wait to see Underwood dissolve too. I let my own feelings get out of control and in the way of the plan. That is not the only place where this issue occurs. Like Niles? Every night I have to learn something about us that could undo us all, something else to protect, or prevent, or predict. Just something new. And Niles is leading a one-man stress test of the 6th tradition, giving our group a total of almost 3 broken traditions. It seems like I'm not the only one with sire problems, so I assume there's 3 and 4 right out the door. I know marketing isn't exactly investigative journalism, but in my line of work, we would call that a strong opening. If the coterie had an Instagram, we would be incredible. You know what? Actually, my Instagram account is fucking around with the 1st tradition too, so I guess we're 4 for 6. But you don't know that. Good thing I'll never send this, so I can be honest. I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just okay at pretending that I can. Like, how do you make whatever Enoch and Allison have going on better? Better? How do I protect Niles from whatever they've done, or save Mal from their basement, or keep Burrows from reaching too high, too fast, or please two sides of a treaty that equally insist on dissatisfaction? How are we supposed to be better in literal hell, Ray? And how is that supposed to happen when you couldn't even starve the beast long enough to make it home when you promised you would stay? Humanity's in the beanie, right? I couldn't even follow you into that church. And you trust me with all of them. Knowing that I now know what it's like to hold a piece of someone's jaw in my hand. Actively terrifying Felix the same way I wish someone had done with me. Although it's too late for him, he's already in bed with Grease, and Grease is already in bed with Emmerich. I hate that you won't be there with me when I see him. When I really need you. I can't be in a room with that man without the same fucked up superheroes by my side. All of them. But I am already attached to you people, unfortunately. So however we find the stratosphere again, the Underwoods and the Emmerichs will see our worst. And we'll save your seat in the meantime. Last thing. You said I could be worse than they ever fucking imagined if shit got hot. Well, we live in Las Vegas. It's always hot, even at night. Sorry, not sorry. From your mastermind or whatever. Yeah, I have your dog now. Sybil. Cheers. That's it. Oh, you're on mute.
Upon you're muted.
I'm sorry, but look, do we not all see Sergio's blood bag over here?
Do you not see that everyone has a blood bag?
What the fuck? This is storyteller abuse, and I will use this against all of you.
We know.
I've been left out, and now everyone must burn.
I have your blood bag.
Yeah, it had to be a surprise first, and now we'll get you one.
It's beautiful. Oh my god. They legitimately look like our Capri Sun theory. This is incredible. What is in them?
Well, mine is Gatorade.
Should we go around and say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now you're going to find out who's an alcoholic.
I have an assortment of juices.
The jungle juice.
Mine is jasmine tea with what is it? Raspberry pomegranate juice and a little bit of cornstarch because I thought it would make it thicker, but it only turned it pink. So I just added food coloring after that.
Nice. I have cranberry juice and sparkling wine.
Classy.
There we go. What about the twins in the corner there?
The twins in the corner are muted.
Oh, we've done that like 6 times now.
Curse you, technology.
It's been 2 weeks.
But I have a very nice Italian wine in mine, and Amanda has the same really nice Italian wine, but watered down.
I have more water in here than anything else. Yeah. It's early.
I have my little storyteller jug, so take that. Okay.
Our tongues are going to be red, friends.
Beautiful. After that debilitatingly sad recap that ended in a barking dog,
That was perfect.
Let's discuss hunger and XP now that I'm allowed to and I haven't messed anything up. Hunger in this darkened temple parking lot. How are we doing? All right, we've got 2s for Burrows and Mal. We got 1 for Niles. That's a beautiful number for Niles. Let's keep it that way. We got 2 for Sybil. We got 3 for Enoch in the corner there. Allison, what we sitting at?
So sorry. Last I saw was 1.
1 is beautiful too. We'll take it. Beautiful. Has anyone made any changes to their sheet in terms of XP that I need to know about?
Yes, indeed.
Oh no, what have you done?
I took another point in Auspics.
Oh, beautiful. Do you want to share what that gives us, or will that be revealed at a later date?
What's it called? It is Scry the Soul. Which is a little misleading, but because it lets you, like, scan crowds for stuff. So it's like galaxy brain shit, boom, boom, boom. I know everything that's going on in this crowd now.
Your usual Enoch shit, yeah. Beautiful. Okay, I think that puts us in a good place to begin. Last we all met, we had an encounter with Ragel's sire, Mokur, in his temple, which had miraculously gone untouched, despite Underwood's swearing by its destruction. You all, sitting in the back seat of Baby Blue, wait for a long time for the three that went in, until it becomes the two that leave in staggered paces without. The last being Burrows with a look of pure shock on his face.
I think it's actually a little bit more than shock. I think that Burrows witnesses what happens to Ragel, and in a very uncharacteristic fashion begins to panic and runs towards the car. And if he passes Mal, he's like, "Get in, let's go." There is this jump in the car.
Rush as you see this overweight middle-aged individual, his beard jumping in with him as he's moving quickly throughout the parking lot underneath the half light of those looming monoliths that are the street lamps cascading over him. He brushes past you, Mal, and you can see you've never really seen him in, but he is in this full vampiric sprint off to Baby Blue, and he's there before you can even truly think about it, panicked, sweating, looking to all of you with these glaring eyes of fear.
I'm jumping in, I'm turning the car on, and I'm going. I'm driving foot to the floor.
Beautiful. Are you leaving Mal behind? Is there a pickup of Mal, a swinging?
If Mal doesn't get the hint and jump in the car, yes.
Mal's in the shadows.
Well, fuck.
Okay. Well, Baby Blue takes off into closer to dawn. We're getting closer into the night here. Probably 2:00 in the morning as you speed off into Vegas streets, leaving behind both Mal and Ragel.
I'll drive until I feel like I'm maybe a safe mile away, and then just immediately come to a stop and just leave the car idle and just sitting there frozen.
What happened?
Ragel got staked.
He's still back there?
Well, he's back there, but he's staked. He's gone. He's
It's in torpor.
Exactly, you put him in that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just realized it happened to me once, so I'm just got a little freaked out. I didn't know what to do or think. I just ran. To be honest with you, I haven't been this scared in a long time. Are we all together?
Where's Mal?
Fuck. Shit.
Are we pulled over?
Yeah.
Sybil gets out of the car and starts walking to where Mal was.
I'm gonna go follow. I'll follow Sybil.
Shit. I'll put the car in park and I'll follow them.
I guess we're going too then.
How far is Mal?
It's about a mile
away.
Mile. Okay.
It's not much for Kindred. It's slower than driving if you're intent on saving Ragel's body.
What are we doing walking back? Are we just getting Mal? I mean,
I want to get Mal.
I don't want to go back into that synagogue. It's too late for Ragel.
But you can't just keep him there.
We can't help Ragel.
It's a public place. They're going to come back in the morning.
I imagine his sire will do whatever he must for Ragel. It's out of our hands. We can help Mal, though.
The way he explained it, Mokur, it was some kind of punishment, like a purgatory. Like Ragel's got a dream. He's got to think about what he did.
And what he did was Underwood.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Can I send Spoons to find and locate Mal and keep an eye on them if they can spot them?
Sure. The difficulty will be spotting them, as Mal is very keen to those shadows, and I think we've learned before that they are very good at staying hidden when they need to be.
Not for me.
Ooh, spooky. Very spooky. Thank you for that, Aaron. Very spooky.
You're not there yet, bitch.
So what I'll need is I need a stealth roll from Mal here. So let's get stealth plus dexterity, and then whatever your shadow powers bequeaths onto you, which I think is another dice. I don't know. You'll have to look that up for yourself. And then for Niles, let's get an awareness plus your animalism stat.
That's a success. One success.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Spoons has a powerful sight, and after what you've done to them, there is a chemical that has changed in their body. The relationship between Sire and Famulus has changed uniquely from the incorporation of fleshcraft. So you know that this beast is capable of seeing remarkable things in this new, almost infrared, bestial nature that you can commune with and tap into when you need to. And even this beast, this thing that used to be a raven, used to be a crow, is now incapable of finding your partner. There is a big looming circle made about the synagogue, and these huge looming shadows that paint over the parking lot and the structures, looming architecture as it is. But there's no sign of your dark friend there. They must be somewhere else. They ran away. They went inside, maybe. Maybe Mal really meant to keep Ragel with them. But Spoons is unable to find your friend.
Can I at least keep Spoons looking around and around the synagogue just to see if Mal does pop up by any chance until we get there?
We will assume that until you arrive, Spoons is drawing elliptical patterns above the synagogue looking for your friend.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, there's no use just looking in the dark, I guess.
I mean, they'll come out when they're good and ready. You know how they are.
But what if they go after Moker or whoever that is? Ragel's sire.
Well, then they're not as smart as I thought they were, because he does not look like someone you fuck with.
Okay.
At least not alone.
Even not alone. Regardless, we should at least try to find them.
I'll help you look, but I mean, it's going to be dawn soon.
We can stay for like an hour, right?
What time is it again?
It's about 2.
We got time.
Yeah.
You all arrive in the parking lot of the synagogue around 2:15, maybe. Oh, no, it does not take 15 minutes for vampires to walk a mile. 2:05. You make it in just about fine. And in the shadow of that darkened temple, you do not find a soul, living or dead. Mal is nowhere to be seen.
May I sense the unseen?
Sure. Absolutely. Could you read for us again what that does? Because I'm going to forget every week.
I had it ready because I knew it would come up. The senses of the vampire become attuned to dimensions beyond the mundane, allowing them to sense presences otherwise hidden from the naked eye.
Okay.
This can be anything from a vampire using obfuscate to ...
That's what we're doing here. Okay, so how does the roll work? Does it include a roll?
It's wit. It's either wits plus aspects or resolve plus aspects.
Okay, so go ahead and roll whichever is higher for you in the pool, and then let's see if you can find Mal. You'll have to beat 5 successes from the prior stealth roll.
So it's 6 dice. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay, you could use a willpower to roll the 2 that are failures if you're really intent on finding Mal.
I don't really have a lot of willpower left. I used it all last session.
Fair, yeah. You guys do kind of turn and burn that shit, don't you?
Not us.
Another coterie, maybe.
Also, huge willpower drain for Enoch in the last session, just trying to keep yourself from murdering everyone inside.
Yep.
So I do understand that.
Yep.
Good friend
Mal?
Parker Woodley just subscribed for 14 months. Welcome back, Parker.
Parker,
Hey,
who's been with us for
Parker.
over a year. Thank you so much. Subscribing with Prime. That's awesome. Those are like free subscriptions. If you're ever interested, guys, your Prime subscription gives you 1 free people to pick. Apparently, we're the people to pick. Look at that. So Enoch, without that willpower spend and looking into all of this, you can't seem to find Mal, even using those infrared eyes of yours, seeing into dimensions that are not there, thinking in dimensions none of the coterie can even fathom. Even Enoch cannot find the shadow person.
They're gone.
Burrows does not step foot onto the property at all. He's like on the sidewalk with his hands in his pockets.
Mal, from the shadows, you can see your friends who are sort of half lit by these fluorescent lights overhead in the parking lot as they're sort of combing around. You can see the bird is overhead as well.
So Mal has been staying in the shadows, but watching the doors and kind of circling the building, trying to see when Mokur leaves. Has Mokur left yet? In a way that I can see.
Are you looking into the windows of the temple?
No.
So far, you have not seen any exits. No one has left this building.
Well, that's a clue.
I think seeing the coterie return, they're going to kind of loop up back around behind Burrows and not come out of the shadows, but just be close enough that they're just be close to the coterie.
Are you making yourself known?
No.
Okay. You are sort of hovering about them, and so far no one has been alerted to your presence. I will give everyone an opportunity, since they have moved so close, to make an wits plus awareness roll to see them again. And this, I think, tell me, Aaron, does your sense the unseen last for a scene? Does it have a duration on it?
Duration is passive.
Okay, so it would last for the scene that you're using it in. So go ahead and you can roll your previous supernatural pool.
I have 1 success.
I have one success, but I have a bestial failure.
Ooh. Okay.
7 successes.
7 successes.
Fuck you.
I got you.
Well, I got 1 success.
Well,
my whole pool.
There is a whisper in you, Niles, immediately that crawls up your flesh, almost like a spider through your veins, and it begins to cloy at you. It is not the voice we last heard from inside of you, but instead different, your beast speaking back to you. We need to leave. Sires like this, we know them. They want us. They need us. They want us. They need us. You need to go. And then As if within that moment, Sybil, you feel the hairs start to prick on the back of your neck, and a little bit of that other part of you starts to come out as those bestial senses induce, and half of you wants to turn immediately into that other form before you realize what it is. Behind you, within that predator sense, you can feel Mal behind you.
I think she quickly puts her hands in her pockets and takes out Ragel's note and doesn't turn around, but just holds it back like she's passing a note. Just holds it.
The shadows...
Like one hand comes out of the shadows, plucks it, and then goes back in.
And the envelope just disappears in thin air back into to Mal's grasp.
Don't do anything stupid.
Burrows finally realizes that they are behind him, and he'll turn around. Is it like a shadow figure, or do I see Mal? Or are they hiding in my shadow?
Still enshrouded in shadow, right? So it would be like a silhouette, a really hard to determine, almost like hidden picture, black silhouette in the shadow underneath a street lamp behind all of you.
I think with one success, I probably somewhat see what, where they are, and I just you might think Burrows might act in shock or something, but he just kind of looks at the shadow form and then just goes to hug it.
Mal steps further back.
He straightens up and...
Can we stop fucking around? Yeah, because, we shouldn't be here anymore. If they're not gonna show up or whatever, can you get out of here?
I've been wanting to get out of here.
Okay.
Are we all ready to leave? She says to Mal without turning around still.
Fine.
Cool. Let's go.
The words that come free from the silhouetted, shadowed form come out almost like the noises that chirp out of cell phones when Mal is near. And it is with that sullen, distorted okay that you all finally start to move back towards Baby Blue. Again, it takes maybe only a couple of minutes to get back. And I imagine maybe there is silence on that long walk as you put the temple behind you in the distance and wonder routinely what it is that Mokur has planned for your friend. But you arrive, the car is yours.
Somebody need to go somewhere?
I do think we should probably really call it this time.
Yeah, I suppose it's fine, yeah. Listen, are we not going to talk about this? Are we not going to...
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, it just feels left unresolved. I mean, we got one of our own staked, gone. I mean,
Sire claimed him. What do you want him to do?
Just don't feel right. That's all.
Sire is accountable for their own children. We can't do anything about it. It's a tradition. We can't touch it.
Some fucked up shit. I'll get the car started and drop people off where they want to go.
Where is Mal in the car?
The trunk.
Never mind.
Gets in, shuts themselves in, and doesn't look at anyone.
Okay. Yeah. I think Sib, just is silent the whole time and we'll just go home. If there's no business.
Beautiful. We'll start with Sib being dropped off at their home. That's their destination. Moving forward, are there any other locations we need to call out for the night? Is anyone sticking together? Let's decide what our objectives here are.
I mean, there's nothing we need to do like together at the moment.
Not like unless you're deciding to go see the Hikata right now.
Right. Probably not. I feel like we're probably all going to Burrows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could I text Hugh and ask for a place to crash for the night?
Sure. You send the text off. It's very quickly responded to, and you're given a address. Basically, that's all the text says back.
Okay.
So we have Sybil going home. We have a meeting with Hugh.
I think Burrows will head to Lydia.
Okay. All right. Going back for some creature comforts, I understand. Mal, do you have a distinction? The twins, do you have the Kingsters, do you have a distinction down there?
Twins changes things.
Yeah, don't it? It's not far off in this context.
I mean, Allison's been gone for the longest time. Remember, I ran off.
Have you even been in the car?
No, I was not a part of anything.
Right.
I ran off.
So I'm getting dropped off at the club, and I guess I'm looking for my wife.
Go get your wife.
Okay, beautiful.
I'll probably get out when we get to the club and walk to the church.
Okay. We'll start with you, Sybil. Sybil, what does a home look like for a gangrel of your status?
It is very bare bones apartment. I think she probably bought it when she got the last job that she got.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an attempt at like Pinterest level decoration, and then it's clearly stopped and like blackout curtains suddenly became the priority. The fridge is, used to be full of blood bags, not anymore. And she literally just comes back, drops to the floor, and just like doesn't even bother getting in bed or doing anything, just stays on the floor. Just breathes. And that's it.
It is a bizarrely meditative experience to breathe now, even more so than it was in life, especially because to breathe is an active action in the land of the dead. You have to force yourself to do so, to think of, to truly walk yourself through the operation. And as you give as much life as you are able to your lungs, to your chest, you find that it does not have any of the former relaxing qualities that it did in life, when you used to be able to truly sense the air filling your lungs and then expunging itself out into the air. Now it is just an act of ritual. It is smoking without nicotine. It's drinking non-alcoholic beer.
Then I think she just texts. She probably texts both of them, Felix and Grease, still on for 9 tomorrow. And just puts her phone down. And that's it.
There is a very loud dog. 1 second. You text them out, and you do get a response from Grease. And it is a bizarre screen cap of an old man grinning at the phone and putting up a thumbs up. But it looks like found footage quality. The old man is in a basement of sorts under amber light. And he looks distressed in being formed to make that grin. Does not look like any remarkable meme or anything you found on the internet. It looks homemade.
Okay. She just reacts. And that's it. I don't have anything to say to that. It's very weird.
It seems as though Grease is on. You also have responses on your Instagram.
Oh, yes. Gotta check that before I go to sleep.
Yes. So you check your Instagram, and of course, the only real comments you get from an account that has no followers and no real advertisement, none of the marketing genius that you're capable of. They have responded. Let me find the responses right now. It's from that same individual, Feel My Darkness. And the first is in response to care of business. Would you like to read care of business for our audience so they have a context to the comment?
Yes. Care of business. Sorry. Got too many posts.
I know it's not cool to hate dogs, and I usually love dogs. I don't know if you all can hear this, but I hate my neighbor's dog.
Oh, that's your neighbor's dog.
Yeah, that is 2 stories down and a house away. And it feels just right in my ears, don't it? It's really making the actual play experience really great for everyone involved.
That's not a dog, that's a wolf.
I stand with you. I know what that's like. Okay, care of business. 60 flights in formation, anchored and on board, linked in loyalty. All this for groceries. Can we circle back to glitter lips and smiles that cover the door? A little work hard, play hard. A little take me higher. A little promotion to customer. KO, clock out, a break. Hashtag poetry, hashtag weirdcore.
And the response from Feel My Darkness is birds of a feather flock together, stay linked forever until wings are severed. I choose instead to touch you on the ground, hold you from the floor, count to 10 and bring you back from gone. 10. And underneath is written, still missing you. You don't have to stay hiding. Would love a text. And then there is a second response to a new post, to a post called Snack Pack, Snack Pack. Would you like to describe to the audience what Snack Pack looks like?
Okay.
Okay, so Snack Pack is, it's just an image, there's no poem, but it is the image of a Lunchable floating in a bathtub in the dark, and is filtered to where it looks like it's through like tempered glass or like textured glass. But it's clearly someone taking the photo from the bathtub at their Lunchable in the bathtub with them. And the caption is Snack Pack.
The response from Feel My Darkness is, these are low-key starting to scare me. But the pizza one was always better.
I think to the first one, the like really beautiful poetry, she just puts 9 ellipses and a black heart. And then the second one, she just says they're really good and the plastic doesn't, like the water doesn't get in the plastic at all. Would recommend. And that's it.
Okay. Well, there you are. You're home. You've responded to Feel My Darkness. You've sent out texts to your bizarre boyfriend. And you are experiencing the loss of a friend here in the darkness of your own apartment. Is there anything else you would like to achieve here?
No. Wait, sorry. The text, Feel My Darkness, do I have their phone number or would texting be a DM?
This has been largely an online relationship, if I remember this context correctly.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is probably in response to when you guys were younger, when this relationship sort of started a little earlier with your online poetry back when you were a person with a social media presence. I think largely the biggest conversation was on a well-documented blog site called Tumblr, and a level of DMs between the two of you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that is probably where they're referring to.
Then she's going to go to their old Tumblr. And just
if you could just share the username of that old Tumblr, I'm sure the audience would love to hear what your old Tumblr's name is.
Ooh. Sybil's Tumblr. Let me make sure that I didn't write that.
Are we the first VtM game to have like Instagram and Tumblr posts?
Probably. I don't know.
There's a reason why that's not a thing.
Yeah, it's
for
highly against the masquerade what we're doing right here. And of course we're doing it with fucking bad Instagram poetry.
Yeah.
With fucking Lunchables.
It's
the way it should be done. No, because I think your Instagram is for the Vulture, but the E in Vulture is a 3.
Yeah.
I think her Tumblr is still Lion and the Lamb 94. And she responds, she just says, hey, no punctuation.
Zakiya, I adore you. I know I say
I know what
this,
that tag means. I hate it.
You don't know.
I know what
You
that,
don't know.
but I love
I know
you.
exactly what that username means. I hate it.
Yeah. It really makes me want to go play some baseball.
Okay, I was right then. Thank you.
It's always that. It's always
I'm still
that.
clueless.
Okay, if you're looking for what I'm pulling from, it's
Number
that.
one.
It's Twilight, okay?
I was trying to be
It's
sly.
always Twilight.
It's
No,
always
Twilight.
Twilight.
It's always
Twilight.
fun.
We're talking about Tumblr. It's Twilight, okay?
That's where I live.
Thanks, VJ Stonecraft, I think, just followed
Ooh.
us.
I need
Hey,
to
DJ.
Hey.
Thanks,
Um,
Negative.
Yeah, good to have you, BJ. Incredible creator in the Call of Cthulhu space, does incredible,
Nice.
absolutely phenomenal work, and is
I
a
love
great
that.
joy to play with if you ever get a chance. VJ's great.
Yes.
What the hell was I talking about? Tumblr. I'm talking about Tumblr.
Oh,
You
yes, I just-
send your message out to Feel My Darkness, who has not changed their account name since the moment you met them. They've always been Feel My Darkness. And they've always been like this as long as you've known them. This superficial relationship has never really gone past this point. It has always been very caring, almost weirdly parasocial in the way that you two care for each other, while knowing next to nothing about each other. Sometimes there was location shared, there's names shared, but outside of that, it is one of those online relationships that if you gave them any more information about your life, you might actually have to care for them in a way that's normal, and then they would cease to be your outlet for release.
Yeah.
So you send off that message, and hopefully we'll get a response. Okay.
That's it.
So you're going to bed for the day. What does that ritual look like for Sybil in their own apartment?
I think she tries to make it as human as possible. So there is, well, no, because she's on the floor, so it's bad. So she really does just roll to where she's looking up at the ceiling. And I think there's always a moment of, I hope the shit I put on the window works, but. And then that's usually the last thing she thinks about.
The last thing before you fade from this earth and you die again for another night is wondering if this will be the last time that you truly come back from it. And it is always that risk, always that question, that feeling that thrives within the gangrel's heart. And hopefully you will. Let's move on. Niles, you sent a text out to Hugh. He sent an address back and no weird homegrown meme because he's a good person. And that address is to far North Vegas in Summerlin, which you know is a classic Anarch territory. But it is near the hospital that you know that Hugh works in part-time. Are you going there now? Are you going as far as having Burrows drop you off in Anarch territory, or are you stepping out and then walking the rest of the way? What's the plan?
I think I'm gonna. If we all stop at Club Canaan, how far is that from there? Can I hoof it on my own, or do I have to ask for a ride?
You probably could hoof it on your own. I don't see why not. Let's see how far Naked City is to Summerlin. I think it's like a 40-minute walk. I don't think so. It's not that bad at all.
Okay, I'm a
No, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Never mind. I
Oh.
take that back. It's like 4 hours. I'm wrong.
Oh,
It's a drive. You could probably get picked up, get an Uber. It's
Yeah.
20 minutes by car, about 4 hours of a walk.
a walk. Okay, yeah. No, I'll take an Uber on my own. I won't ask for a ride.
Got it.
But yeah, in my car ride though, I will be listening to a David Attenborough like animal segment on YouTube to pass the time.
I love that. What
And I'm gonna
animal?
leave-
What animal is this on?
I think it's on some like fledgling birds off some cliffside. I can't remember the name, but they're learning how to fly, and they're avoiding predators, both in the sea as like fishes like will eat them, but also like other predators. They're cute, they're a little small. I'm gonna leave Spoons behind it at Club Canaan to keep an eye there.
Okay. Does Spoons have something of a perch at Canaan now? Have you put together a little nest for him, or is he sort of free bird in it? Free bird in it. I haven't made any moves there yet.
Risky choice.
Up in the rafters.
Are you listening to this this Edinburgh venture in headphones in the Uber, or is that on full blast in the backside?
Headphones. Don't want to be rude.
Yeah. Your Uber driver is this older individual. He's probably in his 50s or 60s. Older, you think Latino, but big graying beard that's turned back to black at the sides there, but is grayed out in the goatee. He is very clearly trying to have a conversation with you while you have the headphones in, and he occasionally does as you're listening to your bird talk. Is there any conversation? Does Niles interact with human beings on a level like this?
I think Niles is trying to be somewhat polite and does like occasionally like lift the earbud out to like answer an occasional small question, but trying to also imply and give the hint that they don't want to have a conversation, but can't deny a person talking to them.
Right. He's completely oblivious to that the whole time he continues this conversation, fully aware, trying to get your attention more so. And it is completely innocuous conversation. He has, hey, what are you doing in Vegas? You here for a party? You here in town for vacation or something?
No, I live here.
Oh, cool. You're local. That's a good vibe. What part of Vegas you live in?
I live like towards the south, down near where you picked me up. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Like Naked City area, huh?
Yeah.
It's pretty dangerous at night, huh?
I mean, it can be, man. If you just, as long as you just put your head down, keep going where you need to go. If you don't bother people, they don't bother you.
I hear you. Hey, you look like you listen to good tunes. What you got on?
Just listening to some rock, man.
Yeah, rock. I was really big into rock. I'm still into big rock, but I don't really listen to music anymore, especially on rides like this. I found it kind of distracts me. I like getting down into the conversation of things.
I bet you do. Yeah, I bet you do, man.
Yeah, like the heart of people. I really want to know who I'm driving, So when I drop you off, you feel like you met somebody,
Yeah, I get that.
My name's Jeremy. What's yours?
My name's Niles.
Oh, Niles, that's cool. Is that like is that a nickname or is that a real name?
Just a name, man. Nothing serious to it.
Cool. Mysterious. I like that. Yeah. Am I bothering you?
I mean, no. It is like 2 a.m, and got my mind on some other stuff.
Cool. You gonna see a boyfriend or something?
Wow.
No, I'm just
girlfriend, friend.
Just linking up with a person.
Cool, casual.
Yeah.
And by that time you've arrived and Jeremy's parked you outside. Says, hey, just stay safe out there. Vegas can be weird. Well, you're local.
Yeah, totally, man. Please drive safe and stuff. Yeah.
It was good talking with you, Niles.
Yeah.
Hey, be good. A lot of people out there.
I give him like a sus eye for a second, but then I close the door.
Okay, you close the door and he drives off into the Vegas night.
I love that Jeremy knows more about Niles than all of us do now.
At this point, yes.
Right.
We're learning. We just have to force conversation on them.
Yeah, you just have to be an Uber driver. Just keep asking. You are outside of like a 3-story apartment complex that looks like absolute shit. It's run down. It looks like probably like government housing sort of vibe to it. There's no security gates or anything. It's an open parking lot. I'm sure if you were here, some of the residents would probably charge you $20 for parking and then just pocket the money themselves. It's that kind of a place. And it makes you second guess that you're even in the right place. Hugh is that sort of a guy. He's always been down to earth, but you have been to so many different places where the kindred sits on high and stares down at the valley, at the mansion, at the echelon. You've heard of the arcade. You met in the Neon Plaza. You met at the Belvedere. You've seen so many places where wealth overflows. And here, Hugh, second to the Anarch's greatest voice, is sitting in a studio in Summerlin, miles from the Strip, with next to nothing to his name.
I'll text Hugh and tell him that I got dropped off, but I'm not quite sure where he is. So I'm just standing there looking around.
You hear the rattle of a security door off the second floor as you see it open, and out from the door comes Hugh, and he's like throwing on his jacket and everything, and comes down the stairs, and he rushes over to you. He says, "Oh shit, you made it. Good. You want to come up?"
Yeah. I think that'd be good.
Yeah. I think it's about time you and I talked, right? And he starts moving towards the door itself and kind of opens it for you as you're coming through.
Yeah, I follow him up to his place.
It is absolutely a studio apartment. It is extremely well furnished. It's tasteful. It's clear that he put a lot of thought into what this place would look like to another human being. Or at least to another kindred. He has built it out in the way that a man does by looking in GQ magazines for his entire life. It looks like he followed like a step-by-step how to get a good-looking apartment. None of it really says Hugh, but all of it does say, "I keep things tidy." The whole place looks like it is meticulously cleaned every single day. But he goes and sits on the couch and he offers you a few chairs around the place. And he looks very comfortable in his own home. It's clear that this right now does not feel like a trap.
Niles feels hella uncomfortable because they're not used to this kind of level of nice and calm and quiet. So they're just going to sit down in a chair, but they're going to be like anxiously kind of looking around.
So, Niles, big shit in the big city, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You've been causing some stir.
Don't mean to.
I know you don't. I met you before. I know you don't. But
how bad is it?
How bad is it? I mean, we came within an inch of breaking a truce that's already holding on by a thread. So, as bad as it gets with a prince and a baron staring down the barrel of both guns, it's a mess, and it nearly was a mess, and it was nearly all of our heads. But you guys couldn't have known. You're just kids. I get it. And some of those you're running around with, they're looser cannons than any of us, and that's okay. The world's going to teach them before we can, but I'm just glad that I was there to be a bat for you.
Yeah.
Because
I do appreciate that, but I'm not causing any more problems than you need, right?
Niles, you're not a problem. I told you that when we met, and I'm going to keep telling you that. If you keep living like you're not allowed to, you're going to miss out on some of the good things that come to you after you're dead.
Okay.
I don't think you'd be sitting here if you were too much of a problem.
Okay. I feel like it's causing you more problems than you need, and I worry that it's going to run out at some point. But maybe that's the reason why you have me shacked up with this coterie and stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's Alice's thing. All I asked for was that He'd take a second look at you. It's him. He wants you looking out for what the prince is doing, not me.
I should tell you about what happened this past night, just because I think it's something that you should generally know, and because I think it's more than just about anarchs and territory and knowing information, but there's somebody's sire running around Vegas, and he's kind of dangerous, and I met him tonight, and I don't know if it's a part of the stuff we met at the house or what, but he's here in the city somewhere.
You think he has something to do with that house?
I don't know. I don't. He's just old, and I know what old looks like. And do you know what the name Mokur is?
He looks for a second, starts to think back, and goes, I've never heard of the name, no.
Do you know about a clan that has third eyes on their heads?
We've all heard whisperings of the boogeymen, yeah, Salubri. Ellis thinks they're good news. A lot of people think they're terrible news.
The kindred at the bar that puffed his chest out at you, he's Salubri. He's that third eye, yeah.
The one that promised to kill me and Ellis and all the anarchs?
Yeah.
Well, for a clan famous for their foresight, it was a little bit of a misstep. I don't know anything about him or this Mokur person or really any sort of presence, but I know that sires can be terrible for kindred. It's an unacceptable part of being dead, but I wish I could be more help. We don't know anything about that.
Maybe you should. I don't know. He was just really, really terrifying to see, and he what he did to Rigel is, I don't know. Like Niles is just like getting upset a little bit over it.
Here, Niles, I know what sires can do, and I've been there before. Everyone thinks that, having Ellis for a sire is everything that it's cracked up to be and the best lot you can get, but all of them hurt you in ways you will never understand until later when they're gone. It is the worst version of a parent you could ever be given. It is a curse. It's someone who knows better and then takes that against you. But if there's fear there for you, Niles, I think you got to start looking into your own. I mean, when you and I met, it was under some circumstances that I don't think either of us can ignore for too long. And maybe what's going on with Rigel has brought that up for you.
I know who my sire is. What did you do with the shotgun I had? I had to leave with you.
I think I've got it in the apartment somewhere. I've been keeping it safe handling it. Did you want it back?
I nod at him.
You got any plans that would include breaking a certain trust and then exploding the city in a fight between the Cameron and the Anarchs anytime soon?
No, but I do want to show you something.
Okay. He goes and he rummages through to this sort of storage closet he has in the corner of the studio apartment opposite his kitchen. And after unlocking a safe inside, he comes back with that shotgun wrapped up in this sort of cloth blanket that he passes over to you fully bundled.
I'm going to take the time to unbundle it And then I'm going to grab Hugh's hand cautiously, and I'm going to put his hand against the butt of the shotgun, and I'm going to have him feel all the grooves of the X's that are notched into the side of the shotgun.
Hugh's touch against yours is a lot more calm than Niles's shake as they follow along the grooves of the shotgun together. And he's sort of looking at the indentations, at the changes along the shedding of that wood. And he looks at you confused.
This belonged to my sire. And every notch is every time he hunted and every time he made a kill.
Hugh is just shocked over how many notches are there. And he's going over them one after the other, sort of guiding both of your hands over them. Kindred?
People.
How did you get it?
I took it off him when I left. I've tried to leave several times. This is the first time I made it out. I got this far.
And you headed for Vegas.
I headed for anywhere I could find. Vegas was the place I stopped.
This might as well be it. The city was born on people like you. People who have escaped the worst outcomes of their lives and made something of it. Did you, and he gestures to the barrel of the shotgun. Is he gone?
No. I can't hurt him, so I left.
How, where does this put you, Niles? How much danger does that put us in?
I don't know. I just know that every time I do run, he eventually comes back, or he finds somebody to bring me back, and that's it.
And you've just been alone with all this?
Yeah. Who am I supposed to tell about that?
Well, you just told me.
You're an exception.
Well, maybe there's something we can do. Maybe we could talk to Ellis. We could game plan. We could be ready in case he... I don't know. What does this fucker do? I mean... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to do either about it. I guess, I don't know, I have the coterie now or stuff like that. Maybe he won't come back. I don't know. I had, it's been, I don't know how long, a month, 2 months, I don't know. He might not.
How long was it before he came looking for you the other times?
It varied. It depended how far I got.
And every time he still came back?
Yeah.
I think he's your curse, Niles.
But why? Like, I don't even know. He doesn't even like me. Like, every time, like, he sees me, he hates. Like, you know, he doesn't even think that I'm worthy enough to be a gangrel. I'm just here because I'm one of the first things he ever turned, and you know, I don't know why I'm worth anything. I'm not.
I don't think you believe that. And if that's what he put in your head, then that's what you're dealing with here, is what he's projecting onto you. That's what they do. You're a besmirch on his name, right? But you need to keep being that. Fuck that guy. Who cares what the fuck he thinks? Who cares if he comes back 10 more times? We'll just be ready this time, right? Fuck what he thinks.
maybe all I know is that now that he made me to what I am and what I do, and I can't shake that. I can't break that. And every time I try, I'm making a mess out of the city. So I don't know what more to do.
Listen, we keep going. We push forward. Keep me informed like this, because I want to help you, Niles. We need to get you home. We need to get you set up. We need to get you ready, because if he's really coming, then we need to be ready.
Okay.
I think you should stay here tonight.
Yeah, I kind of don't have anywhere else to go.
Maybe you should just stay here for good.
But that's a lot, right?
It's a place.
I'll think about it, but at least for tonight.
Okay. For tonight. Are you hungry?
Surprisingly, no. I don't know if that's a good thing.
It's a lot better than when I met you.
Yeah. I'll be okay for tonight, at least.
Okay. Is there anything I can do for you?
No. I think that was it. I just needed somewhere to go, somewhere to be.
Okay. And he puts a hand on your shoulder and just gives you this light squeeze, not fully understanding everything that he can do for you, but knowing that he wants to be there. And
I actually let him.
Good.
I don't flinch away.
I think there's that long moment where you both sort of just enjoy the comfort and the silence of it. Before going on about your night, is there anything else you want to accomplish with Q here?
No, I'll probably just at least be near or hang out until it's time to just finally rest, and then Niles is gonna just lay down somewhere comfortably.
Yeah, I think that the night goes on with the two of you sharing memories of your time in Vegas together, of game planning, of talking shit on your sire, on talking shit of the whole situation. He laughs copiously at your coterie, talks about Burrows and his big gut, Sybil, and that terrifying stare that they get, Mal and their whole 14-year-old goth persona, and then, of course, the Kinksters and whatever the hell they are doing to each other at all times. And then at one point, I do believe that there's some David Attenborough on the TV as the two of you just sort of enjoy each other's company around the glow of the television. And we'll consider that the end of Niles' night. Very good. Moving away from a little bit of home, maybe the first that Niles has accomplished here in Las Vegas since running away from a sire that we all know now is in hot pursuit. We move to a man behind his stallion in baby blue. He has rid himself of the others, dropped them all off at Club Canaan, and now, baby, the king is in charge. He's in his seat, ready to rock, and he's off to see his girl. What does this night look like driving off to Lydia? How is Burrows feeling? What's the place like in baby blue?
I think that he's driving towards Lydia. It feels the most sensible thing to do, but like a part of him is still just, well, feels quite powerless over the situation. And as he's driving, he's kind of rubbing his chest where he was once staked, as he mentioned to the coterie. And I don't know, a part of him kind of wants to like do something to be in some kind of control. He even contemplates kind of cruising around looking for some punk to run over with his car or something. He's feeling reckless, so he pushes it aside though and tries to get to Lydia's as quickly as possible.
Okay. Yeah, you're driving through probably faster than you should, and that Ravnos blood is starting to feel itchy running throughout your body as it threatens you again. Push that limit a little further, hurt a little more, fuck a little more, push a little more, whatever you can do to set that blood at ease in response to everything you're feeling. And God, that wretched coldness that came from the steel in your heart is something that sits in the back of your mind as you pull into the gated parking lot of the trailer park that Lydia lives in. You pull down the 4 houses and then turn in on what is essentially this little track house trailer turned into a home. It is, riddled outside and in the windows itself with live, laugh, love energy. There are a lot of little old people, older lady signs that they've been here, right? I like to imagine one of those weird jockey golfer statues out there on the lawn. The lawn truly is just Las Vegas dirt. And it's nice and dusty out here. It's very dark in the trailer park. There's singular lit lamps for each of the stations, but outside of that, not very bright. But the lights are on still in Lydia's trailer, at least the living room. She keeps it that way specifically for you, Burrows, knowing that you like to come and go as you please, and knowing that you get off shift late, or at least that's how you've described it to her.
And we think it's 2:33 by now?
Yeah.
All right. I'll come in and see if she's awake or not. Hopefully, I kind of prefer if she was asleep.
The world is dead inside of that trailer. Outside of the light that's illuminated in the living room, sort of cascading over the little 20-inch TV that sits across from the tiny little rotten, stuffing covered couch that is peeling apart. There's not a whole lot going on in here. Both doors to the bedrooms on the opposite hallway are closed, both Lydia's and her son's on the other side.
I look at each of them. I'll go to Lydia's and kind of as quietly as possible open the door, sneak in, try to sneak into the bed if she's asleep in bed.
The kindred, no matter how you come about in size in your afterlife, are a lot stealthier than those who still live. So you're able to, without that heartbeat, without that breath, without that movement, slide into the room, and you're greeted with the vision of your beautiful Lydia, someone who was extremely conventionally attractive in her youth and has sort of been degraded by her living standards, like a very rich piece of art that's been disrespected in a bad gallery. And she's sort of half cascaded in these cheap sheets in the bed there. And you're absolutely open to her as she is sort of bathed in pale moonlight that shoots in from the outside window as you get this beautiful view of Las Vegas's back trailer park. And she lays there for you.
I think that Burrows will probably flip on his blush of life just so that he doesn't bring her awake from his icy cold hands.
Right.
At least warm himself up. And he will slip into bed, try not to wake her, but then just start moving around enough to try and wake her. That's really what he wants.
Right.
And when she wakes, I don't think he would really answer too many questions. I think he would gesture for her to comfort him, put her arm around him, have start forcing her hand to pet him almost.
Right.
And just kind of avoid answering any questions with her. It probably wouldn't do much for him in the sense that it's not like it would if he was alive. And I think he might turn her almost as if he was going to hug her, but then just know that really the only thing that he can get from her is her blood, and I think he will feed on her. It's just a really frustrated, awkward situation where he's looking for something but denying the fact that he really wants something else. I think he'll feed on her and at least remove one hunger.
Understood. It is a bizarre energy where at first she realizes what's going on as she's going through the usual questions, and then having an affinity for Burrows and understanding him in a way that a lot of people don't, she just sort of brings a hand to her chest and says, "Oh, honey," and then immediately goes to physically consoling him. But then it becomes this frustrated dance of half an argument as he gets a little rough with her, and she's trying to ask what's happened, what's going on. She's very questioning, as she always is. She wants to know what is on the other half of Burrows, the part that no one sees. And before she can ask any more questions, you flip her enough that the flare of her back shoulder blades are given, and that moonlight paints over the back of her, and you bite into her neck, and before she can even protest, before she even knows what's happening, it's already happening. And that beautiful, enticing kiss from Burrows sets her aside, asleep, and cascades her into your arms, and all she can do is offer this sort of murmured, pleasured moan as she falls back into you, and all the questions die on her tongue as you slake the only thing that matters from her. You take one hunger, and you can see as you let her go, some of the veins across her older body begin to become more pronounced on her, and she looks that much more sickly as you leave her be. That's always the case, but it is jarring to see as you drain her of life and know that every time you do this, you come back to someone just a little less alive.
I think we've all seen it in movies and stuff where maybe somebody is physically abusive to somebody, slaps them, and then like immediately goes to hug them. And I think Burrows does exactly that. He finishes feeding and then like wraps his arms around her in bed, kind of rocks a little bit with her. He'll try to stay with her for like an hour, but he just knows he can't stay here until morning. So he'll slip away, and like the next time Burrows is anywhere, it's in Ricky's room, and he is standing over Ricky, and I think if Ricky doesn't wake up, he might even tap him on the foot or something like that.
Ricky looks like he is maybe in the thralls of like a drug coma, like he had taken something that like really flattened him out. He's sweaty and clammy. He's pulled all the sheets and blankets to the side. He's just in these raggedy little boxers. He's a really skinny individual, but he's skinny fat, where he has this bizarre little paunch in his belly there, and just looks absolutely wired out on this bed, one leg half cascaded off the bed. It takes legitimate jostling before he oh shit, man, oh fuck, what the fuck, what are you doing here, old man? Shit,
you're gonna wake up your mama.
Oh listen, shit, you fucking woke up me.
I took care of that money problem for you.
No shit, what the fuck?
The fuck you click ain't gonna be a problem for you anymore, but it doesn't mean you get to fuck around again, okay?
You like hire a hitman? What the fuck did you do, old man?
I do what I do best, to talk to him.
What? You talk to the fuck you click? You?
All that matters is that you got your life back. You had a chance to go job hunting?
Maybe a little, yeah. I put in an application at Burger King.
That's a start.
Yeah. I like their fries.
I like them too.
Well, good.
Tell me thank you.
Fuck, man. Thank you. I get it. Like, you did me a good. I get it.
Tell me I'm a good person.
Man, what the fuck?
I grab his foot and I twist it like I'm gonna break it.
Hey, what the fuck, man? Let me go. Hey, what the fuck, dude?
You heard what I said.
What the fuck, man? You're not like getting off on this shit, are you? Fine.
You really want me?
Fine. Fuck it. You're a good fucking person. You want that shit? You got that shit. You're a good person, okay? Fucking bullshit. Let go of me.
I'll let go of his foot.
Man,
Sleep
you
well.
are fucking on one. You got fucking dementia or some shit? Your mind is fucking melting, dude.
Sleep well. I'll step out of his room.
It just doesn't ring true, Burrows. It never hits. You've tried it before, too. Even on people you've met in clubs and parties. It never feels true. And
I'm going to take the 1,200 that I saved from what he spent basically of Lydia's money, and I'll slip it in that little drawer that I know she keeps her cash, and I'll leave.
Burrows, as you're leaving, still a landline in this old trailer. In fact, it probably took some effort to get it put in. But it's one of those little modular phones that sits there on the electric host, and it begins to ring. The ringer's low, so it's not loud enough to wake Lydia, but it does look like a 1-800 number or something, like a number you don't recognize. Doesn't come up on caller ID.
I get a weird vibe that there's a phone call so late at night.
Yeah,
I'll pick it up.
Telephone repairman. Calling for one Burrows resident.
This is he? Who's this?
You start to recognize the voice, and it makes a little more sense as you realize he's putting on airs. Burrows, my boy. It's been a while since you and I spoke.
Double H.
You sound scared, am I right? Am I reading that tone correctly on the other side of the phone?
No, that's a residual thing from earlier in the evening. I'm fine. I'm doing great. I'm happy to hear from you.
Right. You don't think of me as a ghost, do you, John?
No, you're not a ghost. You're just like me, still kicking.
Still kicking, John. You and I always kicking. We'll be kicking till the last. John, I'm giving you a call because I was wondering if you and I couldn't deal with some business, you and I.
Well, I'm kind of in the middle of a couple things, but what do you need?
John, are you too busy for old HH?
No, and I'm never too busy for you, man. You know I owe you a lot.
You do, don't you? But that would be true of everyone in this goddamn city, huh?
You have been around. By the way, I did meet what's that gentleman's name down in the sewers in Nosferatu?
Bugsy.
I did meet Bugsy.
What did you think of the fat fuck?
He was good. Better than most of the kindred I met up above ground.
That is usually the response to this blubberous mass. I love him very dearly. He was a friend to HH. He was a friend to John Burrows. This is good to know.
What can I do for you, Double H?
I would like to meet with you, John. You had the pleasure of meeting someone I'm very curious about, someone who has promised you a new life, a certain princely figure. Am I right?
Yeah, I met the prince twice, in fact.
Oh, well, you are keeping important bedfellows. You've been fucking the best, John Burrows.
You got a hell of a mouth on you for an old guy.
I always have. I always will. It's part of my charm. Burrows, I'd like to meet.
Charm, right?
This is good, John Burrows. This is good. I would like to meet you and I'd love to see your little face. Those rosy red cheeks of yours. You and I have much to discuss of this new figure in town. In fact, I have a request of you and him.
Well, listen, if you want me to tell you what I know about him, I'm happy to do it over the phone. Are you planning to leave where you're staying?
Well, he gave you an option of running wild in the streets of Las Vegas. I see, why not for HH? Listen, I just want to meet. Catch some things up between you and I and discuss how we might best approach the prince. How about that?
Yeah, sure. I might be a little busy the next night or two, but yeah, I'll come by as soon as I can.
Too busy for old HH? Is that what you're saying, John Burrows?
What do you want me to come by tomorrow?
Sure, that would be amenable.
All right. Yeah, that way we can get it out of the way.
Yes, get me out of the way. John, I have a feeling that you've sort of given up on you and I.
It's not that I've given up, man. It's just, I'm starting a new life. They let me out.
Right.
You showed me the ropes, and I appreciate it. But this was always what I wanted, to start a new life.
Right. Have you ever seen a delightful film called Shawshank Redemption, John Burrows?
Yeah, I think you showed it to me once or twice.
In the end, they meet on the beach, and they are friends for life. Build a boat together and sail away. That's what cellmates do for each other when they're locked away. They do right by each other, John Burrows.
All right.
Now, in the meantime, I know you're going to be busy, and odds are you'll cancel that meeting of ours. I know you, John. There's something the prince has that I want, in addition to letting me take a walk about. He has something of mine. A ring.
Like the ring he wears on his finger, or?
I don't know where he puts it. Perhaps up his asshole. I don't care.
What does the ring look like?
He describes the ring that you've been kissing twice before.
Fuck. Man, that's his goddamn princely ring. I can't just take that off his fingers. I might as well have to kill the man.
Well, I don't care how you do it. Kill the man, then. We'll deal with the fallout. You and me, John Burrows.
What you're asking for is impossible.
Oh, I've asked the impossible of the impossible man. Is that not what we've always done, you and I?
No, what we've done is you tell me how things are, and I've listened. That's what we've done the last goddamn century we've been together.
And it has kept you alive, John Burrows, has it not? Do you know how many times down there they asked me if I wanted you dead? They keep me as a prisoner, but it is of political nature. I am trapped down here for the rest of eternity, waiting for you to do about what I ask you to. And I have suffered enough to know that you are still alive by my hand and denying my grace. Listen, John Burrows, I don't ask for much, but I ask for understanding and a ring and a meeting.
Can I give you the meeting and work on the ring?
You can give me whatever you want in any order as long as it's what I asked for.
All right, well, I know where you are. I'll get to you as soon as I can.
John, I got you a gift.
You mean besides this phone call?
Oh, John, for us to go from arguing like old fuckheads to regaling in each other's presence the next second. I truly do appreciate what you and I have. There is a garage at the Aria Casino. In the garage, there is a car, and he describes the make and model of the car you're looking for. In the back seat is a gift for John Burrows.
Well, you're able to reach pretty far from where you're stationed.
Yes, well, I lost my favorite runner, but a man can still find a gopher in this city.
Well, thank you for the present. I'll look into it. And I'll see you soon.
John, when we meet next, will you bring me something sweet?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And whatever food you'd like to pick up. We'll have a feast, you and I. A little dinner among friends.
Sounds good.
Make sure that whoever was listening to this hears that I was from the telephone repair company and that we were repairing the telephones.
I'm the only one listening, man.
John, did you hear what I said?
Telephone repairman, yeah, I got you.
Very good, John. I will see you on the morrow.
I'm gonna hang up.
And then both lines click off.
I'm gonna head outside, get in baby blue, and I'm gonna look for a hotel.
Okay. Are you stopping by the Aria Casino on the way?
If I've got the time, sure. Sure.
Okay.
Can't get Double H off my mind. I will look into seeing what it is he left for me.
Okay. There are rooms available at the Aria. They're a little more expensive, but you're rolling pretty deep if you'd like to stay there as well.
No. I just want to see what's in the car.
Okay. So you've picked out your hotel for the night, but on the way you drive into the Aria. It is a quick little drive through the strip, but those are never quick, so it takes you considerable amount of time to get through that traffic. But eventually you are in their parking garage, and there is a car of that make and model, and it does seem to be unlocked. And in the back seat, it does look like there's like a Pelican case that is maybe 4 feet long.
I'll take it to Baby Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Drive out of the casino.
Okay.
Park somewhere somewhat secluded. Put the top up, and look into the case.
There's a click, and then the Pelican case opens. There's this sort of like think like the packing material that comes along with a lot of gun cases, and then you peel that back, and underneath is an ornate, beautiful, authentic katana blade in a sheath of its own making. It is garishly gold and emblazoned with red iconography and these dancing little petals of flowers that are falling across that sheath. And then emblazoned in gold writing along that sheath reads, "The Crown." And there's a little tag on the hilt itself with 2 H's. Emblazoned in sort of calligraphy together.
Do I know that this is something Double H had and is now giving to me?
It looks brand new. You've never seen this thing before.
Yeah, I'll probably, hold it in my hand and swing, just kind of give it a little bit of a balance test.
It is perfectly balanced, and you being a trained swordsman know what you're doing with it to a certain extent. And it is a beautiful blade. As you take it out, it must be thousands of dollars, maybe even more. It is incredibly well made.
Burrows doesn't want to like it, but he loves the garishness of it, the gold and the red and all that stuff. It's really, he's upset at how much he likes it. And I think he'll just take it out of the case, close the case, and drive to that crappy motel that he knows he's been to before and is more comfortable with. Put it in his belt and walk up to the motel room, go inside, and I think that's where he'll end his night.
You pull up your well-garished Baby Blue with the dice in the mirror and the katana at your side, and mosey up with your new sword into your hotel room and sleep like the dead, having taken from Lydia and having HH take from you.
I think the last thing I'll do is just, again, this is second time tonight I've basically been completely powerless with Double H calling me. I think I'll take the katana and I'm in my underwear and I just start testing it, and I'm gonna start slashing the secondary bed that's in there, stabbing at it and just completely fuck up the bed until I feel somewhat relieved, and then I'll fall asleep with it beside me.
You are very well practiced with the sword, but it's been years out of date since you've tried any of this. So it is sort of getting back into the swing of things. But just as you do, you start to feel that itchiness in your blood dissolve away and become that delightful fire as you destroy the fucking hotel room. You take everything out of that secondary bed. There are slashes against the sheets. This hotel is never going to be able to rent out this mattress again. They're going to have to buy another one altogether. And before long, the tiredness of everything and the threatening of dawn outside the window starts to set in as you become a little drowsy with those swings, and you fall, back with sword in hand, gut out to the world, underwear on display, beautiful Burrows majesty as you drift off into the dead of sleep.
Yep.
Very good. Beautiful stuff, Burrows. Okay. Let's go to the Kingsters back at Club Canaan. I'm sure that you two have much planned. What is happening at Club Canaan? What is the look for this night? I know we haven't had a chance to decorate it yet. Maybe some of that is going into tonight. Who knows? But the rest of them have all left you here in your property, in your owned asylum with your precious babies.
The thing is that Allison is, when I get dropped off at the club, Allison is still
missing.
And I need to find her. So I think I'm just wandering around. Where were we again where was that hotel that we...
That was a hotel not far from where you are, like 15 minutes from the club walking.
What I would like to do is I would like to walk back to that hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to do something I haven't tried before.
Okay.
Which is I'm going to try to provoke a premonition thinking about Allison.
Okay. Beautiful. Tell me what that looks like for you.
I think it's like I'm trying to retrace her steps, and I just get like this image of her in my mind of like the first time that I saw her, and of just how fucking captivating she is. And she just kind of, the image of her starts like swelling in my mind until it's all I can fucking think about, and all the other noise and the static going on up there just drops out.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it works, I connect to her on like a spiritual level, and hopefully, maybe get an idea of where she's at.
I love that. Does this rouse the blood? Does premonition rouse?
Yeah, okay, so the user can actively provoke a premonition by focusing on a subject, make a rouse check, and roll a resolve plus aspects.
Okay, so resolve plus aspects is the result, and then the rouse check is just whether you get hungry or not. So let's start with the rouse check. 1 dice, 6 and above.
I roll a 5.
Okay, so you will gain 1 hunger from this. I think that puts you at 4?
Yeah, I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, you know why? Because Allison sort of stole your pool last time.
Yeah.
That's how Allison got to 1. We remember now.
Yep.
So you're feeling a little peckish tonight. But go ahead and roll your, I think it was resolve plus aspects or something?
Resolve plus aspects, so that's 5 dice. Okay, that is, that would be, 1, 2, 3, that would be 5 successes. All 5 came up success.
Holy shit, that's fantastic. So that is a perfect success right there, baby. You have been familiar with finding her this way, and even more so, you are so familiar with Allison that it feels as though that webbing in your brain, what's left of the fractured memories of a man who saw too much, is immediately made for finding her in amongst that mess. And you pick her out. Tell me what this premonition looks like as you connect in on her. And maybe, Allison, tell us where you are a little bit so that Aaron has an idea of what he's seeing.
I found myself, I would say, in an alley near a park, or like that kind of like where they, if you're near a park, that is section where they throw junk away and all that.
Right.
And I am kind of I'm definitely like punching and harming, and I'm clawing at this metal dumpster and brick or anything near me that I can like just take out a bunch of anger and frustration and all this out. Because it's trash, I figured no one's gonna care.
So I think I kind of almost feel her doing that, like I'm inside of her for a second. And then I know instantly where the park is. and I am sprinting towards it just as fucking fast as I can run.
Before you begin to sprint, Enoch, there's something else at the edge of your vision. So for a moment, you do become Allison, and it is bizarre because you are understanding that you can be two people at one space. You can be in another world all itself as you are becoming your wife, the person that you so adore, the person that has changed your life forever and made you who you are. But then you're wrapped out of that body. You are no longer Allison for a moment. Even on the edge of that, you become someone else, taller than both forms, taller than you and taller than Allison. You feel bizarre in this new body, and you are wearing so many layers. It feels as though your whole body is wrapped in some form of cloth or fabric, different textures, some of them, and you can feel the heaviness of leather over you, like some large coat. And even under that, you can feel new skin that is changed from what you're used to feeling, as though it's flecking off, as if it's scathing off of your body, as though you have become something new. But you are standing outside of a donut shop on the corner of some like strip mall that you can feel even in the premonition that you know the location of, that you are aware of this location, and you have a feeling that will return to you in Enoch's body as well, because you can just vividly imagine all of this. And you are removing your gloves into a dumpster because they are absolutely sodden with blood. Just drenched in blood, so much so that the fur lined of the gloves themselves have become matted together and caked in with the viscera that you are disposing. And as you toss those two into the dumpster itself, you get a look at your hands, and they are maybe nearly 2 feet in diameter each, from base of the palm to top of the finger, and extended out in impossibly sharp bone, as if from the forearm you had shed all skin and become these long appendages of pure bone underneath, and you are retracting them down back into your body when the premonition ends. So you've gained both the location of Allison and the location of whatever that was that you just entered.
Good God, what the fuck? I can't fucking think about that right now. I'm running towards Allison.
Of course, Allison is the focal point. Let me ask you this, Enoch. Enoch, this is maybe your first time since we've met the coterie that Enoch has been alone without his love. How is Enoch different inside without her?
I'm fucking lonely, man. I don't want to be alone again. Never again.
Okay.
I don't ever want to be alone again.
You're repeating.
Which is why I don't give a shit about whatever the fuck that monster. I'll tell someone about it later. Maybe we'll deal with it. Maybe we don't. I won't fucking care. I want my fucking life.
Beautiful. You're running off into the streets of Vegas, and it's not long before you arrive in this park, and you can almost smell her on the air, and you know you're in the vicinity of her. Are you hiding, Allison? What's the understanding?
No, okay. I know. I probably know he's going to eventually get there.
Okay, so
I'll wait till.
We'll say that from your vantage point, you can already see Enoch as he is rushing through to the center of this park, looking in all directions. He is absolutely feral in his search for you. It is against all odds, against public perception, against any sort of action outside of finding you, and he is there sniffing the air, looking out for you.
Might my high hunger have any adverse effects here?
Against her?
Just in general.
At 4 hunger, the worst that you have to worry about, let me pull it up. I'll tell you exactly what that reference is like for you. Because they have a little. Give me 1 second. So at 4 hunger, it's tasting blood that would cause you to frenzy. So right now you are not at the worry of it. You'd have to worry if there was a sight of a wound, the smell of blood, or the tasting of blood.
Okay. So I'm a shark. Cool.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm looking for you.
I'm there at the dumpster punching it. You can approach or you don't.
I think I run up to the dumpster and I just Allison, where the fuck did you go? Don't run away from me like that. You can't just run off.
Stop. Come with me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go to a nearby swing set. I'm gonna motion for him to sit on the other one.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm gonna start swinging. I'm just gonna be. Do you understand? Hold on. Eric. Eric?
Who?
That's your name. Eric. When we met, you were different in a way that I'd never been around before, because you know, especially now, what I've been through. When people do things that I don't want against my will. And ironically, you did that tonight. I realized something that I don't like is this is not good for me and not good for you. So I think changes have to happen. I know
stand to see you like that.
Good, because that's not going to happen again.
It better not. I don't want to see you with some random guy like that.
Stop. No. This is the problem. I need you at my level, and you're not there yet. You know how we are. I thought everything was according to plan because we were always a team. We are not a team. You deviated from the plan. I need a partner. I don't need a child. That is why I never referred to you as that. That is what we agreed, even though we fell into this, that is what we decided together, and you broke that. So I realized I'm too much.
You're not too much.
You are so brilliant mentally, but you are dumb as shit here. So pick it up.
Pick what up?
This is what we're gonna do. I need you to mature the fuck up. Because if not, if I ever feel like I'm going to be living in a place where I'm going to be doing the same shit as unfortunately I was trapped in as a human, you damn well I will wait till the sun and I will cook, because I am not about the quantity of life, it's my fucking quality. I am not doing that again. So, do you want to do this together? Or are you gonna go and do your own thing while I just cook? Because I don't give a shit. Okay.
I'm not gonna let you cook. Why would you even say that?
Well, are you going to help
I'll do
change?
Whatever the fuck you tell me to do, baby.
I want two things. I don't want you to try to kill the coterie.
Who?
We need them. You cannot go off the rails like that and harm them if we are going to die.
Who?
We have everyone against us. The group, everybody we're with. Burrows, Sybil.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
The other simulations, the things, the glitches. You have to understand the glitches to be valuable in this world, right?
They're so annoying.
You wait till you hear the second thing I have for you. I want you to make friends.
With what?
Good people.
You're the only fucking friend I need, baby.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You now think of me as a thing, like I'm a doll, and I am not. So you have to learn to share, and you are not doing that with me, Buster. So you will go and make friends. You need to know how to handle people. If we're gonna build this empire, how can I do that with a fucking child?
Not a child.
Eric. I chose you for a reason.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I just thought you loved me. I thought that was the whole point. Because I'm trying to be a partner in this, but...
Fine, I'll try. I don't know how. I don't know how.
You're smart. Figure it out. That's the point. I don't know. Talk to Burrows. He seems to have... The person who sings has to have emotions and all that. Mal. Niles. Sybil?
They don't like me either.
Now you're seeing it. We gotta have... How can you and I literally just live without all these assholes trying to fucking take us out if we don't have our Teen Titans? See what I did? Because I care and I love for you, I learned some of your nerd shit. Who dressed up as who? Raven? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're welcome. But what have you done for me? Exactly.
What do you want me to do for you?
I told you. I want you to go. Thank you.
Fine. I'll do whatever the fuck you say. I'm sorry.
We'll see. By the way, we shouldn't be sleeping together for a minute.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. What the fuck do you think you deserve? I'm sorry, when do you deserve me for? You fucking casted me aside. For what, your ego? Fuck you.
Sorry.
You can, like I said, that's me. This is what I want, or fuck it. What?
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
God, you look fucking beautiful. Come on.
You do too. But stop, no.
Okay. Whatever you want, baby.
Shut the fuck up. Just let's go.
Okay.
Kiss my Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go ahead and slit my wrist and just kind of extend it out to him.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll only take one or two off her.
Beautiful.
You can take two.
So that puts us
Now I'm at 3.
even, right?
Yeah.
I think
no.
that's appropriate. I think let's go
3 to 2.
50-50. Yeah.
Yeah.
As close to a 50-50 split as we can get. She can have 2, I'll have 3.
Okay.
I'm in the doghouse. She can have less.
Good. Smart man.
You
Smart man.
take 1 hunger and go back down to 3, and Allison will meet you back up at 2. Beautiful. What's the next destination for these
Can we
difficult lovers?
On the club, baby?
Oh, we're going back to the club. We'll go back. It's still in disarray. There's probably not that much. I'm gonna go into my office sub-basement with the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Open one of the drawers, take out the bed, and I'm gonna be sleeping in here. You can go find wherever you want to sleep for tonight. That's what you get.
Is there, Caleb?
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a Home Depot that's open 24 hours or something?
This is a great Google search.
I don't know where you're going with that either.
24/7 Home Depot, Las Vegas. If everybody can, let's get the Twitch chat in here, guys. If you can find me a Home Depot,
I'm looking too.
24/7.
That's a purgatory if I've ever heard of one. Just wandering the halls of Home Depot.
Yeah, I
space
work the
for sure.
24/7 hour Home Depot as a consultant. That would suck ass.
Or like good A's.
The
I don't know.
Nosferatu
I'll take a-
own Home Depot.
Okay, 24-hour hardware store, Las Vegas.
There Wait.
It's
It's
gotta
not
be
a city
something.
in the Home Depot.
They're all hours unknown.
There,
I think you may
I imagine most
be-
places close at like 10.
there is
Yeah,
a
sorry, bud,
24-hour
you're out of
Lowe's.
luck.
There's a
24-hour
24-hour
Lowe's?
Lowe's.
We have confirmation?
Yeah,
Lowe's instead.
you gotta check Lowe's.
Yeah, Lowe's is acceptable.
24-hour Lowe's. What the fuck?
I don't know what's going on there, but it came up.
Good for them.
Okay.
The
I
shit
know.
we look up for DTRPG.
Yeah. I'm on a watch list now. But,
Sound of ripping flesh, or where's a 24-hour hard disk?
yeah, like
Duality of
back.
man.
Can I eat my friends? 24-hour Lowe's. Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
you could probably go to this 24-hour Lowe's.
I go there and I buy a literal doghouse.
Oh my god.
Baby, I don't
And
think they have dog-houses at
They
Lowe's.
do.
They do.
totally do.
They have prefab. Yeah,
they
They
do.
do.
they have
really
prefab
do.
dog houses out by the shed.
No way!
Oh,
Yeah, they are always next to the sheds.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I doubted you. Continue
Yeah.
on, you sad boy.
They sell beds, Enoch. They sell
I
beds.
buy,
That's so
I buy a
bad, sir.
literal doghouse and a
Okay.
literal dog bed, and I put it in the hallway outside of Allison's room,
Oh my god.
We engage in some incredible puppy play.
and that's
At
where
Club Canaan.
I go out.
Oh
That's
God.
beautiful.
That's not hot, but okay.
Hey, there are some of our listeners right now that's like, fuck, I should have been listening to Mayday a lot sooner than this shit. Finally, we get to puppy play. Episode 8, they get to puppy play. Also,
More than
like
2
the
years
greatest advertisement for our podcast ever. Now we can go to Twitter and say we're the only podcast that does actual puppy play in our.
Can't be the only one.
Tell your
No,
friends.
Tell
Sponsors.
your
This is not
Not
original
advocating for it,
founders
we can
wanted.
Just 24-hour Lowe's.
It's Lowe's and puppies, buds. That's it.
Winner of Minnesota Web Fest Fest GM and only puppy play actual play.
Yeah, the Guinness World Records.
Ay, Dios mío.
Kingsters, is there anything else we want to accomplish before the beautiful image of Enoch curling up into bed in his doghouse?
Was there any other like blood bags still remaining, or the bodies that we?
Sib, I think, has the last 2. Am I right? I might be wrong.
We're out.
Oh, we were gonna buy some, and Grease was upset.
Yes.
Oh, we got our
bodies, the champagne bodies.
You could drink off your real people, yeah.
if you need to.
I mean,
They are still comatose. They've not woken up.
I kind of want to just drain a little bit to knock one hunger off, but I don't want to take all because I want to keep as much.
You don't want to
Yeah.
shit where you work. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. Wait, shit. No, I think this is like because I don't know this. I don't know. No, I'm not going to. I'm pissed. I'm going to like sliding under and closing the door.
Love it. Asleep in a gurney and a dog bed. The Kingsters call it a night. We will pick back up with Mal after we take a short, I think, 10-15 minute break? One of those.
Sounds good.
We will see you guys then.
All right.
But
We were just discussing how to find sapphic videos online, and it sounds a lot more tame than I just described it. But we were discovering that Amanda only has sapphic films that are not at all, even in the least bit gay. So you can take that however you like.
They
Which-
so are.
Bend It Like
Take it.
Beckham is only tangentially sapphic because
Yeah.
It's
they both want to fuck the
Because they
stupid
play
coach.
soccer. Like,
mean,
nothing about that movie is
I
gay.
need you
Okay.
to. I guess we
Anyways.
watched the same film. We did not
Welcome
watch.
back to the beautiful story tapestry that we are weaving that we call Vegas by Night. Join me in the tapestry. Night falls on Vegas again as the Kingsters begin to sleep in their dog beds, and the others in their morgue beds, which should tell you exactly who these people are. But in another part of the city, there is still one member of the coterie that has not gone to sleep, and we must investigate what Mal has been up to since we left them here out of Baby Blue after leaving the temple, after saying goodbye to perhaps the only member of the coterie they truly trusted. And knowing now that their first true friend in the afterlife very well could never come back. You're at the church. Tell me what's going through their mind, what's going in their soul, what's going on in that church.
Mal has kind of gone blank again, just like top-notch dissociation is happening here. They've got the letter from Sybil kind of clutched in their hand. They haven't opened it. They haven't looked at it. They've just kind of been holding it since they got in the trunk of the car. And they look at the church and they think about, like, less than a day ago, planning with Rogel to, like, not be alone, and then to immediately be alone again is too much to really handle right now. And they think about going to Asylum and seeing Tara, and they think about even going to the club, and then write that off pretty quickly. And start wandering in the direction of the chapel where we met Cisco.
It is a walk back into North Vegas, not far from where you are. The night is cold. It always seems to be that way in the desert, especially for a body that doesn't generate its own heat. And it gives you time to think, time to sort, time to picture your friend who has left you. The place that you'd set out in that church that would have been his, and the things that he said before leaving, and the things left unsaid when he was gone. But you eventually arrive at the footsteps of an old false wood front of the Lonely Hearts Chapel, where the neon sign blinks off of that broken heart and then back together, inviting you in. It looks as closed as it was the last time you were here, which was only a night prior, let's hope. Yes, a night prior to yesterday. And you have arrived.
I think I'm just gonna let myself in, and not really knowing anything about Cisco or where they hang out or what they do, I'm just gonna sit in the same spot where we met with them last time and wait.
It doesn't take long. It's clear that Cisco had some awareness that you were coming. And then the shadows start to corporealize on the other side of that steel gating that separates the two of you. And from out of nothing, out of the draws of the corners of that darkened, neon-lit inner sanctum, comes Cisco, who is that short individual wearing largely the same clothes to how you saw them yesterday, just in different fashions. Still with that very large sort of duffel coat and the massive sword on their back. And they sit sort of cross-legged opposite you on the other side of the steel grating. They don't make any move to open it for you. They just sort of sit and watch you from the other side.
Where are you from?
East. Where are you from?
Arizona.
Cool.
How long you been like this?
It's going on 40 years. But don't tell anyone that. It's not something you usually ask.
How'd you learn that?
The hard way. Like I'm sure you learn everything.
Am I allowed to ask to your Cyrus?
You could. You'd probably know as much as I do. There's a rule where you and I come from. It's new. but it's real. And it means that when we join in, another one of us has to die. And for me, it was my sire. I didn't even meet him. It was in the same night I was embraced. And I lost him. But it was a good thing to lose.
I don't know who died, so I could be here.
It's possible it hasn't happened yet. Sometimes they like to keep their options open.
You met any other?
Once.
Who?
But you're the first that I've talked to. I met another in a deal while I was working with Prince Aloysius. We're from Miami originally. Or at least I am.
They say who they were?
No, they were more interested in killing me.
Cool.
Are you starting to get introspective? Starting to wonder where this all comes from?
Kind of the opposite.
What are you
really
looking for?
I really don't know. Got a message on a phone. I don't know what to do about it.
Sometimes they spit out nonsense. You ever watch those old ghost hunting shows?
Yeah, someone who knew liked him a lot.
Yeah, well, some prick would stand in front of a night vision camera and tell you that they were going to communicate with your dead grandma's ghost and pull out this stupid little spirit box and set it in against the window seal and just sort of shoot static at you until it sounded like words. You're the spirit box now. Sometimes it's going to sound like it means something, but it's really just you divining meaning. What'd you hear?
Ezra?
What's it mean to you?
It's the reason I'm here. That can't be coincidence, right? Or is there really no order to anything?
It's like I said. We make the meaning. It can only be coincidence if you go looking for it. Are you worried about this guy?
Worried as anyone is about their sire?
That's healthy.
Why don't they trust us?
Because of what we did, we were involved in some terrible, terrible shit for a very long time because we were denied power, which is something that is true of every kindred, but we took offense. There's a certain flavor of their tower called the Ventru that usually run things. They ran things before Prince Aloysius was here. Vegas used to be a Ventru spot. Just a bloodline like anybody else, except they're not ugly and they're not abundantly beautiful and they don't control animals and they don't stay in the shadows for the rest of their lives. They're just fucking pricks and love Excel sheets. But they took offense to us thinking we could lead better. And that led to us trying to prove it. And we did. For a long time, we were the worst thing that anybody had ever heard of. And then we gave up. So now they don't know what to do with us because they know what we're capable of, but they don't know why we want to be on their side.
Where do you stand on all this?
I don't stand anywhere. I've got a perch on the fence and I like it. I'm like that egg, just waiting to fucking fall and crack. The second that you make any decision one way or the other, they get to decide what they can do to you. Because that's an admission of stake. You don't want to let anyone know what you actually think. Because the next second, they'll use it against you.
And what gives them the right to decide?
Their towers. Their power. The fact that 50 of them disagree with one of us. So unless you can take out 49, it is what it is. I don't like it any better. And I'm not saying that because I took the sheriff position that I'm in on it. But there are good people too. A lot of people are against that prince, but Aloysius has your best action in mind. He knows how to play the game. And he allows you to sit on the fence. You just find pockets to live in, Mal, and you hope to God they continue to let you live.
That's not living. That's fear.
You have another option that I could introduce you to.
And that's breaking a promise.
Well, then you understand, right? There's no living, but there is no dying either. Because that's the end to everything that we had. So you have to build. And if you break in the process, you break, but then you build again. And eventually you amass. And you either become like them, or you take people like them down. And that's how we all got here in the first place. Did something happen, Mal?
Yeah.
Do you need anything?
Way to get someone back from a sire would be nice.
If you can point me in their direction, I'll see what I can do.
Really?
Sure. But I'll be honest with you if I can't do anything about it, but I'll be honest either way. No cost. I told you that when you got here, you and I were going to look out for each other, and if that's what you need, that's what you need. Is it this Ezra guy?
No, I can handle him. Sire's name's Mokur. He was at a synagogue. I don't remember the name of the synagogue, but...
And he took your friend?
Mm-hmm.
And their rightful blood sire?
As far as I know.
If he was acting unlawfully, or broke any of the traditions, then I can look into it. But that's not anyone that's under the Camarilla's umbrella. So I'll have to do some research first, but if you really want to take this guy down, then I can start thinking about it.
One problem at a time, I guess.
Sure. And just let me know if any more messages come in through the telephone. I don't think they mean anything. They never have, but who knows in this day and age? They stop for a moment, and they reach out and they put their hand full palm against the iron grating and just sort of leave it there for you.
I'll put theirs back too.
When I died, I left a lot of people behind. And that stuck with me for a while. But eventually, you learn to live for new reasons. You just gotta find yours.
What if I don't?
Then I can introduce you to the other option.
Cool. When I decide to break that promise, I'll come to you.
Okay.
Mal gets up and disappears into the shadows.
Okay. Cisco just sort of sits there and allows you to drift off. Your night is yours. Is there anything else you would like to achieve as you step out onto the streets of Las Vegas?
I think I go back to the chapel or to my church again.
Mm-hmm. You do hear rumblings as you step into the threshold of the church. It is, again, the banging of that door underneath.
Oh, he's gone again. We lost our boy.
He will reappear shortly. Let me just add him
Welcome
real
back,
quick
Bubba.
to the chat. Caleb. All right, Caleb, you're back.
I'm back? Okay.
You're back.
Whatever was downstairs took me out. It was terrifying. Don't go down there. So we're back. You're in the threshold of the church, and you are hearing rumblings from downstairs against that door. It sounds like whatever it is running itself up against the door threshold yet again. And you were going to say something before I picked up.
There aren't any windows or anything down there. It's just kind of...
Into the basement, you mean?
Yeah.
No. The whole
the
sub-level is underground, and the stairway does not have any way to look into the basement. It actually does, but if you remember, the barricade blocks the siding on your side as well as theirs.
I'm mostly just concerned about sunlight getting down there.
No.
Like if I'm next to the door, there's no sunlight.
If you slept outside the door, then no, you would probably not receive any vicious burnings from the sun.
Then Mal kind of curls up with her back against the door and pulls out the letter and reads it. And once they're done, they fold it and fold it and fold it and fold it until it's tiny. And they reach into their pocket as the sun's kind of crusting through the stained glass windows. And they pop the top of one of the film canisters and they shake out the tiny slip of paper that is worn and multiple folded as well. And they pop the second container and put it in with a little bracelet. Cover that one. Take the note. Poke it down into the now empty film canister. Cap it. That's it. Fall asleep holding both canisters.
That ends this night for the rest of the coterie as we all begin to drift off into that death that a kindred can only experience every night. Moving forward, we move into the next night of our adventure. You all open into your respective homes, alive, unscathed by the night, or by the sunlight through each of those windows. You are alive again. What is the plan from any of you?
Well, unless someone immediately wants to do something, Burrows would get up and, almost as if last night didn't happen, would have a snap in his step and a smile on his face. He'd jump into Baby Blue and he's going to head to that church that Mal is at.
Do you have the crown with you?
I've got the crown. Yeah. Crown is now permanently on my side everywhere I go.
Beautiful.
No one will notice.
Is that even legal?
Who knows?
I don't know. Can you open
It's
carry
Vegas.
katana?
I mean, it's in a scabbard, so it's not like the blade is just out and about. But
Very true.
Be
Burrows
safety
is going to go ahead, Zach.
I was gonna say it's got to be safety checked. There has to be like a zip tie to make sure you can't achieve it.
Not if it's gonna slow me down to pull it out, but he'll pull up to that church if there's not an actual parking lot, and then he'll walk in, and whether Mal's around or not, he kind of steps in and kind of is taking in the church. I assume it's kind of a prettier, older style.
It is a gorgeous, like, old architecture Catholic.
And I think he'll immediately get curious and test out the acoustics. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. And as I'm walking, I'm looking around for Mal. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. I'll give her a moment to see if they appear. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise, rise and shine. And then I'll probably make it to the altar by that point, and I'll probably kind of wait around, see if they appear. If they don't appear, I'm going to start singing again. Rise and shine.
Mal wakes up to singing for the first time in months and keeps their eyes closed and almost imagines that everything has been a really fucking bad dream, and that they're home, and that it's Julian singing, and that everything's okay. And then they feel like the cold floor of the church, and they open their eyes and wipe like a singular bloody tear away, and school their face into the pissed off teenage angst that everyone's used to singing as they come up the stairs. What the fuck?
This place got good acoustics.
I hadn't noticed.
Well, you don't sing enough. You got to sing a little bit sometimes, Mal.
I'm not a singer.
I don't know the sound of that raspy voice. I bet it sounds real nice. You never been in a band or nothing?
No.
Well, look, I'm not going to waste your time. I came here because I got this idea that I've been trying to toy with for a little while, and, well, I mean, since we own Naked City, and this is basically the only church in the block, I got this idea. I want to try to have like a midnight mass, a place where humans and kindred alike can come together and sing the Lord's praises. Good old-fashioned gospel show. And I thought, hell, I mean, if I could have any place I could pick, I'd pick a place like this, a beautiful church. Judging by the look on your face, I suspect this means you wouldn't necessarily want people in your place. But what if I could offer you some money or some other kind of favor? It'd just be Sundays, too. It wouldn't be every night, just Sunday nights.
Come downstairs.
Okay. I will follow her downstairs.
So
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You're good.
As we reach the bottom of the stairs, I'm gonna put like my fist out and touch it to his chest to stop him like three stairs up. And then I take the same fist and I hit the door twice.
As you knock against the bottom door at the tip of the staircase, you're given this vision, Burrows, of this like heavily barricaded area. This is a staircase that used to be clear, beautiful concrete with a runner rug, but even that runner rug has been pushed up against cabinets and broken down chairs and an old pew against the wall of this door. But Mal has made sort of like a side pocket so that all of those discarded furniture pieces are pushed against the sides of the walls and is now pushing against this door that is barricaded on the other side as well. Looks like some large cabinet is pushed through to the other. And as soon as the knocks occur on one side of the door, there's this vicious, violent, powerful push against the hinges of that door, as if throwing violently their body against the wood. It is enough that there are splinters and pushes against the concrete and marble walls that encase the door itself. And if this door was not so heavy in architecture, if it was not built so well, this would have fallen down years ago. If this was something that happened every night. And it is horrendously violent. In fact, if you listen closely enough, you feel as though you can hear bones snapping on the other side at certain points as the connection of that body, that thing, that creature against the other side.
You still want to talk about God in here?
You told me about this door before. You still don't know what's behind it?
Nope. Had a plan doesn't matter now.
Has it ever occurred to you to just open the door?
Sybil said not to.
Well, Sybil's a little adverse to, friction. But I mean, if you let out whatever the hell's in here, I mean, at least we could know what it was and deal with it.
And then let it break the masquerade and terrorize Las Vegas and then get all of us killed. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, who the hell would have put something down here to begin with? I mean, I don't know. I just always get the sense that you La Sombra, there's this whole... I don't know. How do I know this isn't just some kind of mental projection of yours? Like you're dreaming this and I'm seeing it or something like that. This feels like a metaphor or something, you know?
This feels like a metaphor?
You say yourself, you're always seeing things and hearing things. I mean...
You saw the door move. You saw the splinters, right?
I'm not saying I didn't see it. I just think if the whole coterie were here and you open that thing up, if it's really that bad, we take care of it. This feels a whole lot like Niles never talking to us. You know what I mean? We got to start talking to each other, start solving each other's problems.
What kind of favors? If I let you have church, you're open favors.
First of all, I'll give you half of what we make at the door.
Wait, you're gonna charge people to come to church?
We'll say it's a tithes offering. It's optional, but really not, because they pretty much have to sit in the back if they don't pay.
On that principle, fucking alone.
Oh, come on! When did you become religious and give a crap about this kind of stuff?
I'm not religious. Nothing means anything, but to take advantage of people's faith is fucked beyond what I can even imagine.
I'm not taking advantage of anybody, okay? Anybody who sees the kind of show I'm going to put on would be happy to give us some money. We got to make a living somehow. I mean, you think we're going to be cut in fairly on that club of the Kingsters?
I honestly don't give a fuck.
Look, all right, never mind the money. Look, Mal, from kindred to kindred, it's something I want. It's something maybe I need. It's been a long time since I've sung to people, and I know that it would do some good. If for no one else than for me. You can think about it. You don't have to say yes right exactly now.
A month from now, you get one. And we'll see how it goes.
One show.
One show.
One show's all I need. One show's all I need. Thank you.
If you charge people at the door, I will pull out your spine.
All right. I won't charge people at the door, but there will be tithes baskets, okay? We're gonna treat this like a church. I got a pastor and everything. Wait till you meet Dudley. I'll bring him around sometime.
What kind of fucking name is Dudley?
It's a good pastor name.
Sounds gross. Fine. No one goes upstairs. No one goes downstairs. We think of a good reason why there's pounding on the door.
I'll make sure I have a big drum section to cover them up.
Fine. They go in this room and out of this room. Same door, nothing else.
Whatever you want, exactly.
The prayer book does not change pages. The one that's right there doesn't move. It stays there.
That's fine. I wasn't going to have prayer pages. I was going to have different things entirely.
One show.
I'm glad to see you're doing well.
Why are you like this?
Why am I like what? Why am I not a fucking, pissy pants? What do you mean?
I'm not a pissy pants. I'm
not saying
understand.
you are.
How am I a pissy pants?
I'm not saying you are.
Why are you enjoying this? Why is this fun for you?
Why am I enjoying my life? I mean, what would you rather I wallow in self-pity and hate? I mean,
it's not life. That got taken away from us.
Niles, if this ain't life, then Mal, if this ain't life, then what the hell is it? I mean, I got to make something of my situation. Also, you don't understand. I've been underground a long time. I've been out of action for a long time. I got a lot of catching up to do. That whole thing about me, you weren't in the car, but I was staked like Raguel, okay? So I know what it's like, and I don't ever want to experience that again. My freedom's very important to me.
Then what are we doing following rules?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing what I'm told until somebody has a better idea.
Doing what you're told sounds like the opposite of freedom.
Well, it's a kind of freedom, man. I mean, if the people in charge let me have my little house on the prairie, that's good enough for me for right now.
I do like hearing you sing, so.
Well, just wait till I got a 30-piece orchestra and a 20-person choir behind me. Woo! It's gonna be good.
I'll stay upstairs so I don't fuck with the stuff.
You're welcome to come down and join the prayer.
Absolutely not. You could not pay me to do that.
If the spirit moves you, we'll be there. Listen, I think the coterie wants to get together or something tonight. Maybe we should get going.
Still that horrific banging against the door. Someone begging to be let out.
I've been thinking I should name it.
I mean, yeah, you should name it. I just think it's something the longer you wait, I don't know. Part of me just wants to open the door. It'd be funner that way, wouldn't you agree?
I think you're trying to goad me into doing something stupid.
It ain't stupid if it's at least, ain't static. You know what I mean? Something happens, at least.
Let's get through the Hakata and then we'll see.
I'm telling you, if we bring all of the coterie here, we can take them on. No problem.
There's a voice in the back of your blood there, Burrows, that says, why don't we call him just now? Bring him on down. We'll have a right party.
That is what I want to do, but I also know that Mal likes to set her dates when she wants to do things, or when they want to do things, so we'll go ahead and just leave it alone for now.
Anyone else in their wake-up routines, or shall we go immediately to the coterie meeting each other? Is there anything else we need to accomplish?
There's just that consistent good morning text or good evening text from Sybil asking everyone to go where they already know to be.
That's what I show Mal.
I think
and then the phone doesn't work.
I think about reaching out to try and fuck with it more.
It's a blank screen.
Nice. Nothing. Cool.
I keep forgetting.
Niles, you had something?
I think Niles is going to get up and try to find a way to probably have to call another Uber to get back to Club Canaan. But I think before I go, I want to ask you one more thing, or maybe two more things.
Okay.
I want to quickly ask him about the Hakata, to see if he also knows anything about that. And I also want to see if he knows anywhere where I could get a job tattooing at night.
Well, on the first, he is sort of just waking up himself as he's getting things ready. And you can see he has this bizarre, very human routine where he is sat at the sort of bar area in his kitchen on one of the stools with a bowl of Frosted Flakes, his cell phone next to that Frosted Flakes, and then a whole glass of milk as well right next to it. And he's basically having breakfast and answering like work emails on the cell phone the entire time.
Are you really going to eat that?
Yeah, I just woke up. I've got to have something to start my day.
What about what you're supposed to eat?
Well, it puts my mind right. It's you don't do anything to like feel a little more you. This puts me in just the right point. They say if you make your bed and you eat your breakfast every morning, it starts everything off with 2 successes.
That's a lot. That's a lot you're telling me right now.
If you don't want to eat, that's fine. But I did prepare you something.
I've eaten stuff before, but like I get really.
Oh no, not that shit. Your shit. And he reaches down where he set out this little blood bag that he picks up and then cascades it across the table over to your side. And it is considerably thicker than regular blood, and you recognize it instantly as a bag of Vitae.
Where did you get this?
Don't worry about it. A lot of places in this part of the city for the Anarchs to find things, and I'm a perfect person for making things go missing. So just consider it a gimme.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll start like sipping on it. You mentioned the Rothsteins before. Sorry, I don't mean to start the day off, but I do have to do some stuff.
It's no problem, and he's drinking from his milk. Seriously, it's fine.
What do you know about them? You mentioned them before.
I just know they're bad news. Really, really bad news. They're into a lot of shit in the city, and Alice has had a lot more problems with them than the Camarilla because we're closer. Some of the Anarchs work out near Niles and the AFB. And the Hakata are basically running up in those hills from the estate. And, I mean, there's not a whole lot I can get into without mentioning Alice's business, and I've kept my head for not doing so, but they're bad news. They had a little bit to do with your first night in Vegas.
Like, they're out there in the woods?
Sure, let's call it that.
Okay.
They're just creepy as fuck, and they will not hesitate to remind you. Bring your brother back to life in front of you, sort of shit.
Okay. The only reason why I tell you that is that I'm supposed to meet with this family, or the coterie is supposed to.
No, killer. Yeah, that's great. That's going to be good for you. You're definitely going to live through that.
You put me in this coterie, so I have to do this. But
yeah, that is how that works.
This is stuff you would want to know.
So the prince asked you all to go see the fuckheads on the hill?
We were given the invitation to. They've only extended it to our coterie.
And so what are you all supposed to get up to for good old Louis?
I think they're just supposed to see what the heck they're doing, I guess. They don't meet like this. So the Camarilla's trying to, I don't know, appease their bonds with them.
Well, hey, whatever you figure out, I'm sure Alice would love to hear. They've got their hands in a few of our projects, and so if you find any information relating back to us, I mean, be some extra brownie points for one very very in trouble, new kindred.
I figured as much. But yeah. What else was I gonna ask? I can't remember.
They're very secretive.
Tattoos at night.
Oh yeah. Also, if you might know, speaking of being like human and enjoying human routines, I would like to do something that I used to enjoy.
I have more Frosted Flakes in the cabinet. That's all you had to say.
No Frosted Flakes, but before all of this, I used to tattoo a little on the side. I was doing that for a while, and I kind of miss it, and I figured now that I'm in a city, that might be a thing to do.
Okay. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay. Are you looking for somewhere to work?
Yeah. Somewhere that's preferably does night stuff so that I could work in the evening.
You're in a good city for that. Yeah, let me put some feelers out with the Anarchs. We've got so many fucking tattoo heads in this little group of ours, and I'm sure I could get you a job just about anywhere in Vegas, yeah.
Cool.
I'll get back to you with a place. Maybe I'll hit you up with the details on your phone.
Sure. Well, I have to go. The coterie wanted to meet or something like that, so I should go take care of that.
Yeah. Enjoy the clubhouse. I hope you guys are living it up.
It's a mess. It's a dump, but whatever.
Hey, it's your dump. Pretty soon, I'm sure you guys are gonna change that thing around exactly how you want.
I hope so. But yeah, I guess I'll see you around then.
Stay safe. Keep me informed. Just stay alive, bud.
Yeah, you too. And Niles is gonna just awkwardly shuffle out.
Sounds good. On their way back to the coterie. Beautiful. Is that all accounted for, Kingsters? Anything before we have a...
Might I add one thing?
Yes, you may.
Might I say that while I was at Lowe's, I also bought a pair of matching sledgehammers.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Are we talking like take down a wall sledgehammer or like...
We're talking take down a building sledgehammers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It costs you a pretty penny, but you have always sort of operated off of the huge savings you had when you were alive.
Easily done.
Yes. And the obscene amount of money that Allison brings in. So easily bought, easily sold. You are in possession of two large sledgehammers.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to drag this out too
long.
No,
you're fine.
But could I also get a chisel?
Yes, chisel is yours.
And before Allison wakes up, I come around and I'm chiseling Allison's name into one and mine into another, and then I put like little hearts around the names and shit.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have the matching his and hers sledgehammer set. Some incredible Mayday weapons coming out today. We have both the crown and his and hers.
That I bought, probably. I
got some money of my own.
He's definitely got some money for his own.
Thank God.
He's got some bank in the bank. All right, you all. I believe that means that we've met at Club Canaan then. With all things accomplished, you are trickling in at in direct moments and meeting back up.
Caleb,
yes.
Regarding the club, what is the actual, like, I know it's still trash, but like, what's the level of trash? Did we take some stuff out? Is it still like...
I think in the time in between, you absolutely could have cleaned this place up. If you would like to say that it is barren, no longer trash, then we can start there. It's lacking in furniture, but it's at least been cleaned and deep cleaned.
Perfect. Then yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Okay. You're in big empty rooms now, essentially.
Slowly improving.
You know what? It's good old-fashioned college try, and there's a lot of people always willing to work for money that if you don't ask questions, they don't ask questions, everybody's happy.
As she's describing this, you all get a beautiful look at the doghouse in the hallway as well, and it sort of starts to all come together.
You got something for Rufus?
Yes.
Doghouse in the hallway. The doghouse for Rufus. Is he doing better? Like, has anybody checked on him this morning?
Oh, Sybil, I think, comes in with Rufus.
Who's your boy?
And is very much like, go.
Hey, I look at Rufus and I point to the doghouse and tell him to go to the doghouse.
He gives big, heavy dog.
I scratch under him. I give him like the good old scritches, and then I lead him over to the doghouse and get him comfortable.
It takes him like a liquid century just to move that far into the hallway, but eventually he arrives.
I take the time.
Fair.
I have something that we were supposed to take care of before, and Sybil is very much not in her girl boss state. I have to meet with Grease, and that's fine. I don't really care about that, but someone else is going to be there, and I need all of you to be there too.
Darling, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be rude, but the makeup's not all put together like normal. Are you what's going on? Like this. It's not put together normally. What's going on? What's going on?
Everything's fine.
Everything
kind of mean to say.
No, it's just...
I don't want them being out there looking like what's going on. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You guys are being very rude, lying.
What she's trying to say is we have standards that we need to uphold.
Okay, as Sybil is literally fixing her eyes, it's just... Emmerich will be there. And the last time I talked to Emmerich, I was a human person.
Explain yourself.
Well, there's a reason. We're all kind of new kindred, and there's a reason why, even though we're all kind of new kindred, I know about the Camarilla. Not really a lot about the Anarchs, but I've been around them longer than I've been a kindred.
Okay.
She was a groupie.
No.
Ooh.
I mean, I guess it was interesting at first, but that does not last long. I couldn't really get out. Still can't really get out. But it's just I don't want to be alone with him, and I don't know what. It didn't go well. You're not supposed to try to punch Primogens.
But he's always so sickly, he'll just fall right over.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But it just, I don't know where he's coming from, and I don't really ever want to see him again.
Oh.
So.
Do we have to unfuck a situation? Is that what you're asking?
I would go see Papa Emmerich. I love that guy.
You have other mission.
Yes, dear.
Would you like to tell everybody what you have to do?
Do I have to?
I told you to.
Okay. Hi. How are you all doing this morning? Is everybody feeling good?
What
happened to it?
What did you do, Allison?
I didn't do anything. Did nothing. Just
Enoch and I had a very mature conversation last night about how things proceeded and how there were mistakes made. So we are going to fix that by firstly, to give everybody peace of mind. Enoch, what will you not do to everyone here? Say it.
Kill them?
Hey!
Peace
And
of
the second
mind.
thing. What's the second thing? Say it.
Be
No.
nice to them?
No.
Make friends with them.
So I guess you don't care.
I care. No,
Then
I
say
care.
it. Then say it. He needs to make friends. That's what he is doing.
I said that.
No, you didn't.
Point of order, he definitely did.
He did say it, but
Well,
I don't. I never.
I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
I'm sorry. You gotta understand. Also, like 15 voices here. I don't hear everything. I'm sorry.
Okay.
See, when I'm wrong, I admit my faults.
You're never wrong, baby.
Oh God. I know.
This is a lot of energy
Okay.
for
When
the
do you
shit
have?
we've
When
been
do you
through.
have? Yeah. When do you have to meet Emmerich?
9.
9. Done.
Can I go?
So I get my blood bags from Felix, but now Felix is doing something with Greece, and if this doesn't go right, potentially my food source could be insecure. Right.
All right. That's easy.
We're in. Yeah.
Good. So we're all going?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay.
Rufus stays here, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you guys got him the doghouse.
Yeah.
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 When everyone's walking away, I lean down to Rufus and I'm like, "Stay the fuck out of my bed."
You all hop in Baby Blue, and the destination is Sunset Hospital.
Yes.
on
Yes, I share that.
the north side of Vegas, northeast side of Vegas, I should say. It is not a far drive, maybe 20 minutes. No, that's too long. 10 minutes out to Sunset Hospital from where you are now.
Caleb,
Yes. How can I help
this
you?
is a general question. Did we come packing any weapons? I just wanted to know.
It is
really
up
quick.
to all of you. I think the crown is swiftly in the passenger seat of the
The
Baby
fact no
Blue.
one brought up. Yes.
I have my shotgun that I will quietly put in the back, and we'll not talk about it.
My body
Yes.
is a weapon.
I was literally going to say the same thing, so I can't judge.
So it looks like some of us are armed. Something to
I
keep in
definitely have a
mind.
handgun, but I also, I have the sword.
Burrows, where the fuck did you get a sword?
Do you like it?
I
Pretty.
hate to say yes.
Sharp
I
as
mean-
hell. You should have seen that mattress I took on last night. Something but
Is that a
feathers now.
euphemism?
No, I think he's serious.
In this case, no, it's not.
That's what he meant.
Love
I
the
took on a
image of
mattress
him
once.
driving through Las Vegas, showing off his sword with one hand. Pretty right?
Like one arm out the window with
Yeah.
it, like he's on a fucking horse.
Like not the music video, like oh yeah, my hands.
That's a
I'm
t-shirt.
I'm
Just
not
like
saying
The Breakfast Club fist, but it's the sword.
I'm not saying I'm perfect and haven't caused moments of question with the masquerade, but sword up in the air. I don't know.
That sounds
Relax,
like
it's not that
regular
high
Vegas
up.
to
I'm
me.
just showing it to you.
That's regular human nonsense, though.
Yeah.
You know a guy
Yeah,
that owns
people
a
have
tank.
swords.
I do know that. We don't think. I mean, no one's asked about that yet, so we don't need to bring it up.
Sunset Hospital is like a pretty huge estate as you arrive. It has 3 central buildings that look like it's there for office administration. And then there is a large sort of courtyard that they call Donor's Court, where there is this big fountain in the center that is rimmed with all these plaques that you can see already from the parking lot, have a list of each influential donor that made this private hospital possible, essentially. And off to the far left is a sort of like hospice area that also serves as like elder care, prenatal care, all sorts of different housing areas for folks who stay longer periods through Sunset. It is all very clinical. It is very, white and modern architecture, and the hospice areas or the living areas are a lot closer to reflecting almost like an old college campus. think like Ivy League in its stature. But you all have arrived at Sunset Hospital. You know that there was in Grease's text, he has located the wing and hospice care that you will report to on the left side of the campus, essentially.
I start leading people there and say, as we walk, Emmerich is very, very, very old. In a way that if something bad happened, I don't know if we could fight our way out of it. He's also usually surrounded with armed guards for whatever sickness he decides to have that day. So just play it cool and don't talk about it.
I'm gonna drop into the shadows.
Shadows?
I'm gonna drop into the shadows, so it looks like it's only 5 people in the coterie.
At the mention of the armed guards, the impossibly old vampire, and the terrible state that you're walking into, Mal fades from view entirely, and succumbs to the shadows. You all move into this hospice care and are taken up to the top level, which is 6 floors up. And then at the end of the hallway, you are greeted with these like hospital attendants who are attending to these 6 different rooms of folks who are in the throngs of losing their lives, essentially. And at the end of the hallway are 2 attendants that are standing very stoically outside of one room itself. And you assume that is probably your destination there, as the room numbers coincide with what Grease has sent to you, Sybil.
Yeah, I think she walks and just keeps making sure that there are people behind her, and goes to the door, knocks on it.
I do want to stick to as close to Sybil as I can while in the shadows.
Sybil, you do have memories of this place. Not in this prerogative. You have been to Sunset before, but never through what you are assuming is maybe Emmerich's front door. This is your first time approaching them as a person rather than a product. And you walk up to these 2 very stoic, white jumpsuited individuals who are standing outside of this room, and you can see into the room. It's completely empty. There's a bed in there and a countertop sort of next to that, and sort of all of the accoutrements you would assume out of a room like this, but outside of that it is barren. There's no person inside. And standing in front of these 2, they're not quick to speak to you.
Oh, we have an appointment at 9.
They stare sort of straight ahead and measure each one of you as they're checking through, and mention nothing. And just when you're starting to believe that they're not going to speak to you at all, there's a rummaging from the other side of the hallway as a figure enters out from one of the hospice rooms, and this quickened walking pace that is completely head forward as you measure up and find Grease that's moving down the hallway. He had that gelled, slick-backed hair that looks wet to the touch, and he has that pockmarked face where he looks both incredibly young, like 18 years old, and also 65 years old. He has one of those baby faces where you can't tell what the fuck this man is. He is wearing a graphic tee that has the game Space Invaders on it, and it's a game halfway in progress, essentially. He has these cargo pants that go down to his ankles and then are cuffed through, and they look like all of the pockets are heavy with things inside. And he has a pair of Skechers on with no socks, tan to match his cargo pants, excuse me. He like speed walks up to all of you, says, "I nearly missed our appointment. Can you believe that? I almost offended you in the same way you offended me. Would you believe if that happened to us, huh?"
Right. I want to officially apologize for...
I would like to officially meet you. I'm Grease. And he puts out a hand.
She meets it. Sybil.
He grabs you actually by the forearm, almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger, big bro fist gauntlet grab, and he shakes your hand viciously. He goes to the next. Grease to Burrows.
Yeah, I'll put my hand out. Is there? I forget. Do vampires have the ability to kind of like tell if they're in front of another vampire? Like, can I size this guy up?
Some of you might. I believe the gangrels might have something that tells you whether some. I'm pretty sure Enoch does as well. There's
like
nothing
sense
that
the beast or something, right?
Yes, I believe Sense the Beast does it.
Okay, so I guess I don't have that, but
you could do a mundane insight check if you'd like to see.
Yeah, just rolling insight.
Yeah, it would be insight and wits.
Okay, not a bad dice pool. Let's see what I get with 5. 1, 2. That's 3 successes.
3 successes. It's hard to tell either way. He's definitely not just human. He gives you the vibe that he has a lot more awareness of this situation than you think, but you're not sure what he is. He's slick, I'll tell you that. He's very sweaty when he comes off your hands, and he goes to shake everyone's hands as long as they'll allow it.
I don't shake his hand.
He does one of those like Jim Carrey pulls his hands back and shakes down his hair, and he finger guns at you. He says, I get it. Some people do not like to be touched, and I had to learn that the hard way. I'm Grease. I'm going to be like your confidant in this little meeting here. We're going to talk business with Sybil because Sybil's a mover and a shaker in this world, and I thought we need more movers and or shakers in this town. So you all must be the other salt shakers. Am I correct in that? Don't all speak at once, huh?
Can I have some of whatever you're on?
Whatever I'm on? Buddy, if you saw what I was on, we'd be making the whole fucking world take it with us. But you know what? Anytime, day, night, or place you want to get fucked up, let's get fucked up. And he puts out his hand to meet you, Enoch.
When I shake his hand, I'm going to do Scry the Soul on this motherfucker.
Okay, tell me in detail what Scry the Soul gets for you.
By focusing on a person, the vampire can perceive the state of that person's psyche as a shifting aura of colors. Auras reveal little precise information, but do provide clues regarding the subject.
His aura is a bright piss yellow.
Oh, God.
He is, in terms of psyche, what you're getting off of this aura that he's emanating, he is abundantly cool. Right now, you cannot even sense the beating of his heart as being faster than a normal individual. He's completely relaxed in speaking to you. You can sense that his heart is beating. And he is just abundantly full of energy. He is so packed full at every molecule of just reactiveness. But outside of that, feels largely benign. Think of him. This aura makes you feel as though he's a 9mm pistol without the bullets.
Yeesh. This also tells me if the subject is a vampire, werewolf, ghoul, or any other supernatural creature.
He is a ghoul.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There you go. And I can also tell. I'm sorry. I have a long laundry list here. Just one more thing. I get to know if he is under the influence of blood sorcery or any other magic.
Any other magic? Give me 1 second. I actually have to look up if that's a good question.
I know he's a ghoul, which I guess we should have assumed it.
Yeah, I thought once the heartbeat.
Right. For a second, I thought he was one of those half-breeds or what are they called?
Caleb's been throwing us a lot of curveballs, so that's why I'm like, there is no.
I throw no such thing. I've been very kind to all of you.
Some sliders, a couple of knuckles.
1 second. Sorry, I just want to make sure that this is... If this would come up or not.
Well, I like the sound of this already.
Oh, Lord. That was a good addition.
We get the impression he's probably the ghoul of Emmerich, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Probably.
He'd be up to some weird shit if he wasn't.
Oh, no.
So, does it tell you what he's under, or just that he is under?
Let's see.
I have to be very specific on this because you may have gotten into my shit, and I hate that you don't get into my shit, Aaron.
Verbatim, it says whether the subject. It says whether they are or they aren't.
Yes,
so
he is.
It says on a crit. If I roll a check and I get a critical success on it, then you have to give me all the details.
Okay, go ahead.
You have to give me an extra detail. But
go ahead and roll. Let's see if you get a crit.
Okay. Wow, what's the roll?
You know for sure he is.
It is intelligence plus aspects versus his composure and subterfuge.
Oh.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
More.
That's a good pool.
Oh, there's more.
Just need 2 10s.
Come on.
1 success, 2 success, 3 success, 3 successes.
1 is a crit, though.
Only 1 is a crit.
Yeah, only 1 is a crit.
So you would need 2 10s to hear the extra detail.
Yeah, which I don't.
Dang.
So you just know that he is under the effects of something. God knows what that is.
Close. You were so close.
But yeah, he sits there and he shakes your hand. And he looks you square in the eye. He does the same thing you do, Enoch, where he refuses to blink.
Are his pupils dilated at all?
Absolutely, to high fucking heaven. If you were to run into this man on the side of the street, you would peg him for a crackhead in a second.
Oh, I'd love to get a sip off of you. Fuck.
Oh, you want to right now? He puts out his little damp wrist.
I think Emmerich might mind.
Oh, well, aren't you the two I've heard so much about? I prepped your place for you. I cleaned that whole place out just myself. Lucky's, right?
And God knows where you got the energy.
That's good. That's good. Did you want to bite me?
I think I'm good, man.
Okay. Just want to be courteous to Sybil's guests.
Is Emmerich here? Should we expect him?
Of course, Emmerich's here. Yes, we're meeting Emmerich. This is the meeting in the foyer, right? You have guests over, and they look fantastic in their little white wigs, and you shake their hands, and they shake yours, and then you go inside and you discuss. But first, you have to sit around and jerk each other off a little bit before the big finish, right?
Absolutely. Good circle jerk never hurt anybody.
Right.
Absolutely. I like your friend's energy, Sybil. I think he is a mover and a shaker.
Allison's just shaking her head, fearing that he's gonna be friends with
Allison, and he puts out his hand. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Charmed. I'll go ahead and shake her.
He kisses your hand if you allow him, like 50 times over the palm.
That's enough.
Sure. Well, do we want to meet him? Do we want to have a chat?
By the way, I'm wiping the back of my hand very subtly against the Enoch, and I'm trying to be like, oh my god.
And that's the happiest I've been all morning.
Yeah, let's go.
Sure. Let's go. Perfect. Excuse me, gentlemen. And he steps between the two and into that empty room. And then goes to the wall against the side there. And he presses into what looks like almost like an Ethernet output, which is these little boxes with the Ethernet cables out free from them, like the cable system connects into. He pulls back the casing on it. One would if they were adjusting the cabling behind, and it opens to reveal an elevator key, three different elevator buttons, and the key slot itself, to which he pulls out a tiny little attachment key, presses it in, and then calls for the elevator. And the wall alongside the empty wall of that room begins to open at the seam in the middle, and the facing of a very nice, probably very expensive silver elevator opens, and the doors begin to settle and then open for you. There's usually an elevator man, but I guess he's not in today. And then Grease steps into the elevator and then takes a hat down from the bottom, one of those little like doorstop hats, and he puts it on. Just kidding. He's right here. Come on in.
My God.
Glad we got you then.
Oh, I killed Eli.
Go away.
Eli's like, I'm done. Absolutely.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. That's what he...
Fair.
While we're waiting for Eli to come back, as another point of order, does me being in the elevator fuck it up any?
Well, my question is to you is, are you stepping past the two individuals into the elevator as a walking shadow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Well, then from you, I need you to make a stealth roll.
Okay, I checked Oblivion again. I have a +2 dice to stealth.
Beautiful. So you have dexterity plus stealth plus 2.
Dexterity 8. Okay.
And for this roll, I will be using our long-missed, long-awaited...
Oh, no.
what I should have been using for Mokur the whole time and Underwood.
Oh, no.
You all know it. You all love it. The coffin roll. So,
It's back.
we're back,
When
baby.
did this happen?
I'm ready.
I don't
Fucker.
remember this.
It's not good though.
I know. Oh shit!
I have 8
Is
dice.
this a shark bit?
Is this a shark bit? No, that comes later.
Gang, I have 8 dice. I have 8.
I swear to God,
Nice.
if
So
you got
tell me
all
how you got 2
ones,
failures.
How many? Yeah.
2
How many
successes.
fails?
That's my guess. 2.
I got 2 failures, one of which is a bestial failure.
Oh my god.
And no
God.
successes.
Only Allegra.
This is the
I
worst.
hate myself. I hate
Absolute
myself.
Allegra.
Worst.
What do you
Yeah.
do to these
Not even the
dice?
pool will save you.
Nothing.
Yeah,
I only give them love.
I
humanity
didn't
was
even have
cursed.
to roll. I
No
didn't
one
even
loving these
roll.
things. Treat them like shit.
No, I can't. It's not in my nature.
Okay, so I have to compel you.
Oh.
Nice.
Now, you know what your compulsion is for the La Sombra, right? It is ruthlessness.
Ruthlessness
meaning-
failure's not an option.
Yes, failure is not an option. Here's what happens here. The one on the right, the attendant to your right, immediately becomes aware of you as you slip in through the shadow off the side of the wall there, as you use it to move through. And you can see him move, direct his eyes immediately at you, and catch your gaze within that shadow. And you know it's maybe a few seconds away from popping off. And there is that call to your blood. I cannot be seen. If he sees me now, we fail. If you allow him to see us, Mal, we die. You need to fix this. Tell me what happens.
He disappears into a shadow. I grab his face, like chin, and I just crush his jaw.
Beautiful. Okay. The nature of the bestial failure is that it takes the absolute worst outcome. So I'm not going to make you roll damage because him dying is the absolute worst outcome. You pulverize this man's face. Are you doing anything to mitigate the sound of which as Grease is entering into the elevator with the rest?
How do you mean the sound of it?
You just destroyed a man's face with the power of the shadow in front of his friend on the other side. And there is awareness that when bones crack and faces are demolished, that we generate sound generally.
Right. Yes.
That's the sound I'm talking about.
So am I having to hide the sound from Grease and from his friend?
It's
or from
your
the other?
distinction on whether you would like to hide from the other friend, whether you would like to hide from Grease, or if you would just like all of these people to hear.
Can I send another tendril of shadow out and wrap around Grease's ankle and use Touch of Oblivion to deafen him?
Goddamn.
Make a frenzy check. Willpower plus a third of your humanity rounded down.
Okay. So I have 7.
Your total
so
willpower,
2.
not your current willpower.
I have 7, so 2. Or no, I'm sorry. I have 5 willpower.
Yes.
How many
So
round
1.
numbers are in the,
And then what was it again? I'm sorry.
A third of your humanity rounded down, which if you have 7, it's 2.
5. Okay, so by entire willpower and then a third of my humanity.
Yeah.
So 7. And do I use hunger dice for this?
Yes.
3, 4, 5. Let's hope this one goes better. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and 1 bestial failure.
Okay, you just barely succeeded on keeping yourself from frenzying in the moment. I will allow you to make this action against Grease. The circumstance of this is that typically when you deafen the individual, you also hurt them. It is recognized as an attack from the shadows. So, what I am allowing to happen here is you will absolutely deafen Grease, but there is a result that he will know that he has been deafened and attacked. Beautiful. Make the attack using that function now.
Let me make sure I know what I'm rolling.
Do any of us notice this happening in the elevator?
Well, this was as you're all getting into the elevator is closing, and they're about to deafen the face crack, but it is happening. I think you'll know as soon as we've gotten this roll.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do I roll Oblivion, and then what else? I'm so sorry.
It's whatever you use to make that attack from the shadows. It's your new thing. I forget the...
Say, or I don't have, I have just like the wiki version of it up.
Okay, give me 1 second, I'll find it.
Sorry.
It is all good.
I also may have a backup plan.
Sorry, gang.
I have an idea.
I'm just glad it's not me this time.
We have to like dominate him or something. We have to keep him from talking, even if we knock him unconscious.
No, I have something called Lingering Kiss.
What's the name of this one? Like,
I have Lingering Kiss too, but it'd probably be better on you.
That's what it is.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors. Ready?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Scissors.
Oh, okay, again.
Rock, paper, scissors. Shoot. Damn it, paper. Okay.
Paper, jeez, we're on the same wavelength.
One more. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, I'm scissors.
Okay, so I broke it. That means I gotta kiss him?
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's dealer's choice, I think, because you won.
I mean, if it's all happening really quickly, he probably would not exactly know what to do. So I think he probably would just go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
It's like
Fuck it.
Grabbing dicks and kissing people.
Exactly.
Honestly, it's a very useful tool.
The video.
I realize now that Malkavians have something too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're back, guys.
We're back.
Sorry.
Good stuff. Okay, we were just discussing the implications of Touch of Oblivion, folks. The implications of Touch of Oblivion is that when inflicted, it causes serious bodily harm. Now, to a vampire, that would mean next to nothing. Eventually, they're just going to mend the aggravated damage. But for a human, the result of which is a crippling injury that may leave you disabled forever, or mute, deaf, or blind. Because of this, I think we may change our direction. What are you thinking here, Mal? Are you still breaking this man's leg and deafening him?
I'm not trying to break in Grease's leg or deafening him.
Okay.
So I've crushed this man's face. That's done.
Yes.
Am I still under the bestial failure kind of?
You are still compelled to be as ruthless in this action as possible.
Okay. Then as soon as I crush that dude's face, I zip into the elevator and hold Grease up against the side of it and flare the shadows and use Shadow Cloak, which gives me gives me 2 extra dice on intimidation.
All right, we are back again. Sorry about this, guys.
Are we back?
Yes.
We're alive again?
We did it.
Good.
So I think we cut off just as as Mal was moving, making a move.
Mal, you've made this move into the elevator. Reiterate for us again what this is.
So I slide into the elevator, I put a hand on his chest, shove him up against the wall, and I flare the shadows behind me to do Shadow Cloak again using which gives me 2 extra dice on intimidation. And I say, if you speak a word of this, you will know nothing but darkness for the rest of your days.
Beautiful. Make that extended intimidation check using your +2 there.
Okay. Intimidation and
manipulation in this case.
Manipulation. All right. Okay, 3 successes.
Oh,
3 successes. This is undoubtedly a coffin roll.
Oh,
But he's a ghoul. Maybe you'll be fine.
Oh,
Maybe.
all right, Burrows. Let's pucker up.
Get ready to kiss him.
Get that chapstick ready.
He stares at you with wild eyes. Cloaked in that shadow, he can barely even see out of the elevator, let alone know what's happened in the span of a few seconds. He looks at you and says, Tell what, huh? What are we talking about here? What's going down? You doing something freaky? Now, I will say, go ahead.
I just close the shadow around him, so it's just nothingness.
As that shadow closes in, the rest of you realize there is still one individual out there that just watched his friend get his face pummeled in. And there is leaking viscera on the floor as the blood starts to gouge out into the hallway of the hospice care. And the other one turns and draws a 9mm from inside of his jumpsuit.
Allison, my darling, you might want to take care of that one.
Is it possible that I can go ahead and kind of just like turn around, move arm, grab head, and just...
kiss him?
Give a lingering kiss.
Let's see if you can
pull my headphones and I don't hear
move
anything.
in fast enough as the elevator doors are closing. Go ahead and give me a dexterity plus athletics.
Okay, sure. That's... Oh, God, I should have worked out more. Okay. Okay, not bad, not horrible. No, that bad, it's bad. Okay. Okay. Two successes.
2 successes. Okay. Yeah, you make it out there. You are essentially trying a bite attack here, right? You're trying to kiss him?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
I can flash him and stun him for a second just to kiss him if that's what you're looking
by
for.
By flash, do you mean just showing your titties?
I just won. He's not earning both.
I didn't know if that was like an actual move in VtM I didn't know about, or if you were just talking about showing your titties.
It looks like the discipline says that it's not an attack. It's
Unleash titties? You guys haven't heard
what's the
about that?
discipline?
Okay. So,
is that the lingering kiss?
Yes.
Lingering kiss. It's under.
Yes, but it has to be enacted by feeding on the person. And to feed on someone mid-combat is called a bite attack.
The kiss induces a near ecstasy in the victim, but this is power. Oh yeah, he is fed. Oh yeah, fed upon by the user. Yep. Yes. All right.
So I need you to make a strength plus brawl.
That's better.
But I believe that there is a negative quality to this.
Oh no. Burrows, you want to kiss too? Double it up.
I'm still waiting to kind of see. It kind of seems like this ghoul is not exactly too upset over it.
Bisexual chaos.
Oh,
Trash Bandicoot says a single titty as a treat.
Bite attack is strength plus brawl minus 1 dice. So whatever you had in the pool, minus 1.
Booyah. 3
How many
successes.
3 successes, okay.
3 successes. Again, a coffin roll.
Everyone's in a coffin today.
No, it's just you.
You managed
Allison
to
too.
bite into him and send a rush of ecstasy into his body as he begins to drunkenly fall into your grasp. You understand that he's going to forget the time that you bit him, but not necessarily the last few seconds. For that, you might have to use something like cloud memory. Yes. But for now, he is at least gentle in your grasp. The doors have shut behind you, though.
Oh, so everyone's gone.
Yes.
All right.
I guess I'll hit the door open button again.
I'm just gonna kind of.
I'll say, why don't you bring him along with us, Allison?
I'm kind of looking over and be like,
bold.
Come in there? Do I come in there? Okay. And I'm just gonna.
You bring this like 6'2" individual, like sort of hobbled with him like a baby on your shoulder, and drag him into the elevator. Grease is now growing apprehensive under the shadows. He says, "At least let me in. At least let me see what you did to him."
I'm being silent. There is just
Listen,
the darkness.
This is good for us. This is a partnership. Now I know something that no one else knows. And that means that we have a secret, and only real, true partners have a secret, don't we?
It's up to you at this point.
Because otherwise, I'm just going to tell Emmerich something happened down here.
Burrows.
And you know what? I'm the one that checks the security tapes on all this floor. So the only one that would truly see what you just did in front of a huge amount of cameras on this floor would be me.
All right.
Meaning that the only way you're going to make it out of this alive is by, whoa, that's weird, partnering with me.
I don't think cameras are going to be a problem for me.
Oh, okay. Well, then just go upstairs.
I think Grease makes total sense.
We will partner with you.
Oh,
Yes.
beautiful. Oh, that's so nice of you to offer that up with no circumstance.
We could say that we're friends.
Yeah, we're all just making friends here, like our new
Making-
6'2" friend here.
Right.
Yes.
What are
we're
you
all-
going to do with him?
Right,
We're gonna be his friend just really hard.
the foyer part. Or what?
This
Whatever you
opens up into Emmerich's room.
Amazing.
I am going
Do
to...
we have a plan for that?
Yes, I already have a
I
plan.
guess we'll find out in the next episode of Vegas by Night.
Ah!
Caleb, we've never had a plan once in our lives.
I know.
We've got a week to figure this out.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
need to figure it out.
God, that was an absolute mess.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, gang.
All right.
I
We love
What?
that shadow thing, don't we?
Yeah. Until it
Mal
doesn't
doesn't
work.
give a fuck. I give a fuck.
Mal.
This
I
is
love
gonna, I'm just imagining the elevator like opening,
Right.
and we're all just in there like ah. And
There's like a
Emmerich is-
shadow chrysalis in a corner. There's an
It's
unconscious man being
It's
dragged.
like a weekend at
Sybil-
Bernie's now. Like,
Sybil is going
God.
to walk out of the elevator and walk through a window.
you should just close the elevator behind you, Sue.
Yeah.
Just take it
Yeah.
on head up.
Great place to end
Sid
it.
was like, please help me. I don't want to see this terrifying person from my past. And we were like, yeah, absolutely, we're there. And then we make it worse.
You know what?
Absolutely
Clearly,
worse.
I've miscalculated, and I'm ready to see the sun. Go
I
ahead,
We
bring
think
the
do
sun.
personally,
have a
love-
6-foot-tall guy maybe blocking the elevator,
Yeah.
so that could also work.
Anytime that something goes wrong for all of you, you guys like go all in and like, okay, let's make it twice as worse then.
You told me to be the worst outcome possible, so I did.
It's very true.
It's a coterie.
I just want to remind you that the Malkavians have a power that eradicate all sound. Both of them have it. Just
know
so you know.
Only for us.
We've
yeah.
done it multiple
Only
times. by the
in
way.
your surrounding area.
Oh, I
So
thought
an
it was just
elevator would be
our- I thought it
well
was just.
suited.
I didn't know that. I thought
You
it was just. fuck.
eliminate emanating sound essentially.
That would
Yeah.
have been nice.
Good to know
Yeah.
for next time.
Am I the only one that read that? Yeah, that's what we did in the first step.
I thought that it just silenced like our
No, it's like the
ourselves.
area. a
I
little
didn't
bit.
realize there was.
You make no sound.
And if there's two of us, we double the area. In a way.
Also, it's me. I would have let you get away with that shit.
We
Also
should,
for-
we should end this now. So
For
sorry.
Serge, recap
Yeah,
it
Serge
next
has a
week.
heart out. We gotta go.
Oh yes.
Recap
All
it
right.
next week.
Wait,
can
we
just-
have to sign off from stream,
Yes,
babes.
we are
Yeah,
still on
yeah.
We
stream.
actually have to say thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
And thank you for sticking around
Yeah. Oh
as
my
we
god.
were planning.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
everyone. This starts off
Good day.
October. The sessions that will take place in this month are going to be pretty fucking spooky. So we hope you guys stick around. Thank you, everybody. We will see you in 2 weeks for the next one.
Alrighty, bye guys.
Bye, y'all.
Bye guys.